Well, welcome back to Once Upon a Time in the New Republic, a podcast where we talk about The Mandalorian. And this time we're talking about Chapter 6, The Prisoner. So, I'll do I'm Scott, and to my left, as always, is Andrew. Say hi.
What up?
And to my right is Nathan.
Hi.
And then, amazingly enough, back for more is Jack.
Round 2. Didn't get enough route last time. Let's go again.
Okay. So, I feel like there's several things to talk about before we even start with this.
Yes.
What's up?
So, last time I was talking about the crazy virtual environment where they can project shit.
Yes.
So, I looked some of that up, and apparently the technology is called Stagecraft, or at least that's what ILM is calling it. But there's another company that kind of, I don't know if they build the hardware or something, and I can't remember their name.
Unreal.
Is
the,
it?
The gaming, they're using their servers and computers.
Oh, like there's a place in Atlanta that does something like that where it's all VR, where everything's like you put it on the headset and you're like actually tracked in there.
They project the fucking scenery.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
And they film it. So we saw like a video where they're shooting like, you know, a fake whatever motorcycle commercial or whatever, and you watch this shit and you're like, okay, the guy's in the desert, he's getting on a bike, it's whoa, wait a fuck, it's crazy, man.
He's in like a 5x5 room.
Yeah, and it looks fucking real, and it's all captured in camera, and the lighting, and it's crazy.
I think it's really cool how they can pick like the viewfinder and move it around while using the headset.
Oh yeah, they can completely manipulate shit on the fly, and it's just nuts, man. So that's what they're using for this.
That's dope.
In a lot of instances, and Disney, they probably got a big ass room, man.
Yeah.
I noticed what you were talking about last episode though. Where
weird parallax kind of shit happening. Yeah, it's weird.
Was there some
the
vignetting too?
shots.
I think so. I think there was.
Like when you walked into the cantina, a little bit of vignetting.
Yeah. But anyway, and then a couple times. So this episode is directed by. Okay, wait. I did write his name down. So Rick Famuyiwa. Okay. Now initially I thought the guy was Asian, but he's not. He's Nigerian. So, sorry, Rick. I guess that was sort of a pseudo-racist conclusion to jump to, but he is not Asian. He's Nigerian. So anyway, and actually, I looked him up because at the end of this episode, when you get the X-Wing Squadron coming in, it's 3 of the directors of the show. Okay, so one of them is Dave Filoni, one of them is Rick, and the other one is Deborah Chow. So I thought that was kind of cool because I was like, okay, that's Dave, and that's Deborah Chow. Who's this guy? Oh, that's the guy I apparently thought was Asian. Stupid. So anyway, yeah. So that means that the next 2 episodes we have, one of them will be the second Deborah Chow episode, and the other one will be the Taika Waititi episode. So who do you think's going to get which?
I think Deborah's got the next episode.
I'm hoping she gets the finale.
Yeah, I think Deborah's going to get the finale.
I hope she does anyway.
Yeah, Jack.
Sorry, dude. Leave it to me to have the outside opinion.
Hey, man. This just gives you a great opportunity. If you're right in next podcast, we'll all applaud.
Well, yeah, you'll be the only one who was right. Yeah. I'm wondering if the Taika Waititi episode will see a return of IG-11. I mean, he's going to be there. You know, why wouldn't he, you know? I don't know.
You know who is going to come back is your girl, because she wasn't in.
Gina Carano.
Right,
Right,
so she makes it. I'm hoping that's clear sign she'll make it to season 2.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unless they do some heartbreaking stuff.
No. Come on now. Did any of you guys see the video that Josh Gad did with Daisy Ridley where he's trying to get information about episode 9 from her?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of funny. He's standing there with her and he's trying to get her to spill secrets and stuff. And then other famous people pop in to the, you know, across the room or whatever, like Anna Kendrick and Sterling K. Brown and, you know, some other people and Paul Bettany and shit. So at one point, and everybody's like, come on, just tell, you know. And at one point, Gina Carano and Pedro Pascal are standing there. together. And they say to her, come on, we're in the family. So I was like, all right, that's a little, I mean...
You're thinking so far into this like a teenage girl thinks into a relationship.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, man, wouldn't it be funny for them to, after the fact, be like, dude, we put all the signs out there. We even said in that video, hey, we're in the family, you know. But, yeah, it was kind of a cute video. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, my God. And then Gina Carano tweeted it and said in her tweet, come on, we're in the family. And I was like, oh, that's gotta, come on. That's clear proof. Come on. Anyway.
It could be a lead up for next week's episode or chapter or
Well,
tomorrow's chapter.
You mean tomorrow's
Yeah.
chapter?
I still think there is a reason why they
That's
pushed
right.
that up.
It's
to,
got to
like,
be
the-
relevant.
Yeah, to
Somehow.
before the premiere.
Somehow.
Like it's got to
Something's gotta
be.
be
Well,
relevant.
like I said a while back, I can't remember which chapter we said it in, but I had said in one of the articles, had said the Mandalorian ruins a Rey rumor, and it didn't go into any depth of what the rumor was.
So it's just saying something in The Mandalorian clears up some rumor that was floating around, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
It never said what it was, but I'm like,
Well, okay. What could Rey possibly have in common with the Mandalorian? What ambiguity about Rey is out there lurking that could be proved wrong by the Mandalorian?
Parents.
Maybe some sort of... Her parents weren't actually junk traders.
The parents are dead.
She's the parent of an ex-junk trader, Mandalorian. No,
oh, that'd be cool.
the child of it.
So, do you think if they still have like if things haven't changed with Baby Yoda, do you think Baby Yoda will be in Episode 9?
Dude,
And if so, how
no.
old?
I don't. No.
See, that's fucked up to say because he's been alive for everything. If he shows up in Episode 9, where the hell's he been for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? You know, 1, 2, 3.
Hey,
Where's
With
he been
Mando,
for
and
all
Mando's
of
going
them?
to be in 9 too.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Jack.
He's a tree frog, man. He had to be swimming around as a little tadpole for a while. And if he's just now a baby tree frog at 50,
That
then
would put him at maybe like a toddler when 9 takes place.
No, I mean,
No.
that would be what, 25 years later, so he'd be 75. I don't know how much time is there between The Force Awakens and this movie.
Well, how many years between
It's,
Return of the
it's
Jedi
30 years between Jedi and Force Awakens.
and this takes place 6, so it's 24 years.
What takes place 6?
Mandalorian takes place 6
5 years after
5?
Jedi.
Okay.
So 25 years until The Force Awakens. How long is this movie after The Force Awakens is what I'm saying.
Oh.
because Force Awakens.
So we know up to
and
Force Awakens, that's 25 years after The Mandalorian. But
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi is like a week after Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how much time has passed between that and
This.
the rise of Skywalker?
We
whatever
don't
this
know
is?
yet.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, you know, Baby Yoda would be like 75, 76. I mean, you know. I mean, geez, how long does it take for him to walk around? I mean, Christ, come on now. Growth spurt. Come on, buddy.
Get up there. Come on, huh?
I'm trying to think if there was something else. So I talked about that. I talked about... I don't know. I think I'm going to have to edit out a bunch of dead air here. I'm lost. Well, before we dive in, I just want to throw out a quick shout out to your boy, Dog is a Weird Word, on Twitter. He actually engaged us and made a comment, and that was really cool, man. So I'm trying to pull up the picture I took so I can be sure that I said that right. Yes, dog is a weird word. It is a weird word. So anyway, thanks, man, and thanks for listening. It doesn't make me mad. Come on now. I'm just critical. I'm just trying to see all the facets. I love this show. Come
Goddamn
on
fobs.
Come on now. Goddamn fobs.
We need to put that on a T-shirt or
Yeah,
something.
that would
That's
be
our,
our...
that's our,
Goddamn fobs.
our
first
first
merch.
podcast T-shirt.
Goddamn
Goddamn
fobs.
fobs. Razor Crest Pit Crew on the back.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys may be able to help me with some actor names in this one, because realistically, now last episode we had Amy Sedaris and Ming-Na Wen, and then what was it, Hot Topic Han Solo? I don't know who that guy was, but
Discount
anyway,
George Michael.
yeah.
Hot Topic concept.
But anyway, and that's it. And then like the episode before that, you had Gina, and you had a girl from Twilight, and that's really it. But this episode is like everybody was somebody. So the episode starts with kind of abruptly with the Razor Crest landing on this satellite that looks oddly reminiscent of some sort of Star Trek Starfleet base kind of thing, just much smaller.
Yeah, similar.
This big hairy dude is apparently a friend from the past of Mando's, and he has been in a lot of stuff. Does anybody know the guy's name?
I cannot.
He was
remember
in
his
Sons of
name.
Anarchy.
He's been in a ton of stuff.
But
That's
yeah,
where I recognize him.
He
from.
was Bullock from the Nolan trilogy. He was in Sons of Anarchy.
He's the guy from Fast and Furious 2 who gets the rat in the bucket on his chest.
Is that Tokyo Drift? Is that the
No.
second? Or is
Tokyo
the
Drift
third
is
one?
the third one.
Yeah.
That was Too Fast, Too Furious.
This guy always has like a beard and some scraggly hair. And
Did we already get his name?
No.
Mark.
And he always kind of plays a scumbag.
Mark Boone Jr.
Okay, and on the show his name is Ranzar,
Mhm.
but I think everybody abbreviates and just calls him Ran, or I thought they were calling him Ran or Ren, or anyway.
Oh my god! Never
So-
mind. No.
Knights of Ren.
So Mando land. Oh my god!
The Knights of Ran.
This guy was messing around with Leia, and it's a question of whether or not it's really Han's kid.
That's who Ray's parents are. Leia
my
and
God.
this guy.
Leia, this guy. Okay. So for some reason, we see the Razor Crest land on this ship, and Mando steps off, and what?
That's why Han knows who Ray is. He's like, that's that
that's
that bastard kid
that
from
Leia popped out.
Yeah, Leia and that asshole.
So Mando gets off the ship, and apparently some stuff happened between episodes. So maybe it seems like this guy got a hold of him somehow, because when he shows up, he wanted him for a job, and
Yeah, but didn't you say I was real excited when you reached out to me, Mando?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Mando hit him up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that happened. Maybe I was writing when that was said. But anyway, Mando gets off the ship and he's walking through this place, and it's your typical chop shop scene. Everybody's welding shit, and
Yeah, they're working on the Enterprise,
and everybody's like giving him the side eye, kind of like, oh, fucking, who's this guy? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this guy Ren insinuates, or sort of hints that there's the past, like they used to work together, they used to do jobs or something.
the good old days.
The good old days. It's funny. I thought it was funny when he said something about it's been a long time since you've been around these parts, and I was just like, okay, we're doing that whole the galaxy is a world kind of these parts, dude. You're in a space station floating through space. What parts are you talking about, mother?
Space Western, baby. That's
I
how
know,
they link
but
it all
it's just,
together.
some of that shit just doesn't make sense. It's like an Empire when Vader says, "Pray I don't alter it any for pray to who." You guys,
The Force.
you guys have gods and shit. Who's he
That
praying?
ancient religion.
What kind of
It's like,
denominational church do you go to on Sunday, Lando?
The Star Wars Family Guy, when Peter has the chakra beans but he doesn't believe in the Force.
Oh yeah.
It's over
About
my head right
$1.75.
So anyway, old Ren sort of hints that he knows about that Mando's on the outs with the guild. So everything's kind of spreading around, and it seems like there's some history there. Like these guys have done shit before. So anyway, the guy's like, "Well, I'm putting together a crew, and I need you, son of a bitch. I'm in." So he's like, "I need 5, and I got 4." And I tells him, well, what I really need is your ship, because apparently the Razor Crest, like in the first episode, when he goes and he picks up Blue Horatio Sands, Horatio's, ooh, Razor Crest, huh? Wow, like it's a classic or it's old technology or something like that.
Pre-Empire.
So that's why he wants it, because apparently it can avoid radars and it can't be tracked, or there's certain like jamming things.
It's not detectable by Empire or New Republic.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not in the New Republic or Empire records or
Yeah,
list of ships.
So he was kind of like, I really need is your ship. But anyway, so one thing I thought was funny with all the welding and shit, like, this is like space, okay? These people can travel hyperspace, like, with, light speed and shit like that. They've never heard of a damn welding curtain? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. They all appear to have normal eyeballs, and that shit will melt from a weld flash. So it's like they don't have any fucking yellow screens or anything like that they could put up, Anyway. Well, Bill Burr's just standing over there looking at shit, and damn, no sunglasses or anything. So they walk over, and we get our first shot of Bill Burr, who's apparently his name is Mayfeld. Okay, so the old guy Ren is like, yeah, we did a lot of shit in the old days. Blah, blah, blah. If I wish I had $1 for every time he said something about him and Mando did in the old days, But he's like, I don't get out anymore, so old Bill Burr here is in charge. He's the man, okay? So we get the line where he says, yeah, man, this guy's the best trigger guy I've ever seen. He was a former Imperial sharpshooter. And Mando says, yeah, that ain't saying much.
I wasn't a stormtrooper, wise ass.
Bill Burr whips around. I wasn't a stormtrooper, you wise ass.
Hell yeah.
Guys,
love
funny
Bill
as
Burr.
shit,
me
man.
too.
That was funny.
This is the only thing I've seen Bill in. I've never seen any of his comedy or anything.
Oh, dude, his stand-ups are awesome.
So after we get Bill Burr, it becomes the whole crew reveal, right? So next we get fucking this big devil guy named Berg, played by Clancy Brown. And Clancy Brown, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Highlander, but this is just the Kurgan from Highlander with a Halloween costume on. His voice, I mean, I know he does a lot of voices, but in this, especially with the laugh, it's like, I feel like I'm watching fucking Highlander, okay? They got a droid named Zero who looks a lot like that fucking Aquaman bounty hunter guy. Looks like the exact same model or whatever. I'm surprised they didn't say some shit about that or anything. And then we get I wrote it here as Xion, but it's spelled XI''AN, so I guess that's supposed to be Xion, whatever. But so that's our Twi'lek Tonks. Natalia Tena comes out, and I don't know if apparently Mando did work for this guy, and he'd been there, and there's a lot of shit in the past. Well, apparently she's been around for a long time too. So I don't know if they just did jobs together, or if she was just fucking around trying to insinuate there was some shit between them. But it was.
He never disputed that.
No,
he
never said he didn't. But she didn't really say blah blah blah. But anyway, I think it was.
Well, there's the line, "The woman doesn't kiss and tell."
Right. But I don't know
helmet.
if she was just playing it up in front of everybody else. They probably didn't do anything, but I think she was milking it for all it was worth.
Trying to get him riled up.
Do all the Twi'leks have fucking vampire teeth? She's like the first one I've noticed, but I'm like,
well,
did Quinn have them?
Yeah, Quinn had them.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
But when we look back at Revenge of the Sith, we got Ayla.
Yeah, did she have vampire
She did
teeth?
not.
I just didn't know if that was an aesthetic choice or if this is just like she's just a wacky one or what. But
in the Clone Wars show, whenever we saw Twi'leks, they didn't have vampire teeth either. So I guess it's only the purple ones.
Maybe, man. Maybe they're a special breed or something. So anyway, after the crew gets introduced, it's basically, well, we don't have a lot of time. Let's go. And it's like, well, what? Well, next thing you know, they're standing at the planning table, and it's like, we got 5 minutes. Geez, it's a good thing Mando got there when he did, huh? I mean, damn. So this Cat Zero is gonna fly the Razor Crest, and Mando's none too thrilled about that. But he's like, well, this he's so much faster, and he can make the computations and all this bullshit and blah blah blah. And Zero toots his own horn. He's like, I'm faster and blah 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 and all this shit. So
it seemed like Mando didn't really put that much of a fight up against the droids this episode when, like, every other episode he's been like
Well, I think
super like.
Yeah, I think he would
Yeah.
have. I thought he would have been pretty pissed that a droid was gonna fly his fucking ship, but he
Mhm.
was just kind of like, "Well, whatever you say, there, Harry man."
I guess it was just for the money, you know. He's like, "Fuck, look, I only
Well,
have to
that's
put on."
kind of like. I mean, what did this guy promise him? I mean, he showed up and it was just like everything went downhill. The more words people said, the worse and worse that shit seemed to get. He should have just been like, "Man, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. This crazy bitch too. Fuck no." And then when he finds out that they're actually breaking into a prison. You know, I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but I mean, it's like, you know, damn, he could have pulled up any time, but I don't know what was the deal. Did he owe this guy? Was there? I don't know why the fuck. But anyway, you know, so when Zero's on the ship, you know, checking out the Razor Crest and shit, he gets this blip of a Carl Weathers hologram, and it's all scratchy or some shit for some reason. He can't really make it out, but he's kind of like, I guess he, you know, Siri, make a note for me to go back and look at that later. Which he does. But anyway, so we get the heist planning scene, right? When that's when Mando finds out that they're actually going after somebody who's been arrested for something. So they say it's a New Republic prison ship, okay? So, you know, in like the first couple episodes, they made it sound like, well, you know, the New Republic's really new, and you know that nobody's gonna do anything. If you got a problem, you got to go all the way to the core and make a fuck. But you know, well, they've built prison ships, and there's some sort of hierarchy there. Dude had a nice fucking fancy new blue uniform, so at least they ordered uniforms for some. So fuck, I mean, you know, they're getting their shit together slowly, I guess. So anyway, they kind of goad him with the whole, well, it's completely manned by droids. You should have a fun time shooting them up, motherfucker. You hate them droids, don't you?
You sure shoot them at the sky?
You sure shoot them at the sky. What? I can't make out what the fuck I meant by this. Oh, okay, that's right. So, apparently they do some more talking about the Razor Crest, and you know, Zero's gonna fly the ship, and Mando says, "I don't trust it," or something like that, because it's like right after the dude says, "Dude, he's really great. It'll be fine with him flying." He goes, "I don't trust it." You know, he's just so hardlined against the droids. So they take off. Next page. You guys feel free to jump in at any time. I feel like it's just fucking storytelling.
Did
time.
you point out that
Probably not.
he when they told him like, yeah, you know, it's a New Republic floating prison, we're gonna go bust somebody out, they said it was like an associate of theirs?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I asked him. I was like, did he just say it was like an associate or an acquaintance or a customer?
He
or
definitely
a client or what?
he definitely implied it was somebody like that they knew and worked with.
Well, yeah.
But and then I just like, you know, because there's definitely like a history there, like
Right.
what was going through Mando's head, because you know,
Well,
when they bust out dude, you know,
Yeah.
he's like all shocked, like, oh, you.
What if they
you know?
told him that's who he was going after? He
Well,
probably
yeah,
wouldn't have
but I'm
jumped
just
on
wondering,
board.
like in the back of his head, you know, if he's like, okay, this is probably a setup somehow, you know.
He's
I know,
always
like,
prepared,
yeah.
man. He's the best. Come on, he's always ready
'Cause
for a
it-
double cross.
Okay.
Quinn's sister being there, and then it's like, oh, this is somebody we used to work with. Who's not here?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe then you would have foreseen yourself getting kicked into a jail cell and locked in there. But
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, he was outnumbered.
Man, if only if he had his pulse rifle.
Only if he had that
rifle
pulse
this
rifle.
my
episode.
Where is
God.
that
It's been
pulse riser?
stolen.
Yeah, he hasn't used it in 2 episodes now.
So, maybe before we jump forward, I should. We obviously didn't get any resolution on the is Ming-Na Wen dead or not, and who the hell knelt down next to her.
Next chapter, for sure. For sure.
No, I think it'd be
Finale.
next season, if anything. So, in capturing screenshots for the slideshow, I got a pretty decent one when he bends down. And at first I thought that he had pants over boots, but no, he's clearly got boots that come up to within a couple inches of his knee. And I think his cape is too long to be Carl Weathers. So I'm going to take Carl Weathers off the table.
Please don't tell me you're siding with them.
No, because
No,
Boba Fett has very specific clothing, and it's not anything we'd ever seen him wear before.
Yeah, I don't think it's Boba. I can't remember who I said it was last episode, but
could it be Dude?
Dude, that's good.
Sorry,
I like that.
Could it be the guy that set the original bounty on Baby Yoda?
Werner Herzog?
Yeah.
No. He doesn't get his hands
he'd get
dirty.
his old ass out there?
He doesn't get it across the desert. No. Apparently, has anybody read any of those Aftermath novels?
Mm-mm.
I have not.
I think they're supposed to take place between Jedi and The Force Awakens, or just kind of lead up to Force Awakens. Apparently, there's one where there's some sort of guy who's maybe like some sort of lawman. I hate to use the word sheriff, but anyway,
Steven Seagal lawman
on Tatooine, and apparently somehow he acquires a set of Mandalorian armor. And so they were on Tatooine, and he had the characteristic spur ching 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 of the that Mandalorians usually have. So I'm like, okay, so if this is the Tatooine Mandalorian sheriff guy, maybe he finds her, and if she's not dead, as some of you say, maybe he nurses her back to health or whatever, and then they come after him, or maybe there's something that could be a callback in season 2. It's like with the end of this episode, I'm like, man, if I think back, there's so many things that could be callbacks for season 2.
Yeah,
so many things that are left
untied,
open-ended. So it's like, okay, I see. We're probably not going to get any resolution on that end of last episode. So anyway, okay.
That's what Jon Favreau is good for, though. He's leaving loopholes, so you can be like, we can make a sequel there. We can make a sequel there. Like
money. Okay, so they're flying to the job, right? And Mando's watching Zero at first, and Zero makes the calculations and the jump to light speed and shit. And afterwards, they're on their way and shit. He's like, well, okay, everything's done up here. You can go down and hang out with everybody else. We're on the way. So he goes downstairs, and man, this group of fuckers, they're some angsty assholes, okay? And they're just like, when you were little and you had a friend, and your friend was like, let's go over to my other friend's house, and you get there, and those kids are all like kind of assholes, and you're just like, man, I want to leave, and you feel that tension like it's a fucking scene from a Tarantino film, and you're just like, I don't like this. This is what this whole scene was, man. These guys were just antagonizing dicks, okay?
Bill Burr was the only calm one out of the group.
He's still a dick, though, when he starts fucking with Baby Yoda and shit.
He's snarky. Yeah.
So these guys are just being assholes for the sake of being assholes, And it's like, he should have... Okay, red flag number 2. He should have clearly known, oh, man, these guys, we haven't even started the job, and they're already fucking with me like they don't give a fuck if we ever talk ever again. So clearly they don't have my best interest at heart.
Especially when Berg starts messing with the guns and shit. You don't mess with another man's guns.
Yeah, with that special little compartment he keeps Baby Yoda in, don't you think like there could be a lock or something on it so people can't just like walk up to it?
No,
what's this?
They were fighting and he pushed him and he hit the button by accident. Anyway,
he hit the button because buttons have to be on everything, right?
Yeah, but Zero opens it later and it's like,
So again, there was some talk about. They're talking to Shion and they're like, oh yeah, you ever seen his helmet off, and you guys ever mess around, and there's all that banter kind of stuff, and she says something about ask him about that job on such and such.
I did what I had to do.
And he's like, I did what I had to do. Now, is that just a twinkle of, oh, Mando had a past where he did some wrong shit, or is that a reference to the job where he apparently left her brother behind, you think? We don't know. But, she's like, ask him what happened there. And he's like, I do what I had to do. Maybe
liked it.
Maybe when he got back, he was sorry that he left him behind, but that's what he had to do. Or maybe, they were out on some job and he killed some people. And she's like, you used to kill motherfuckers pretty nonchalantly, some bitch.
It kind of reminded me of, the first solo Wolverine movie, Origins,
yeah,
whenever, like the first fourth of that or third of that movie was like that whole like crew with Deadpool and all that. That's what this kind of felt like, you know,
pissing match. Let's all see.
Yeah,
who's the alpha,
and kind of just like, you know, there's that past history of all these mercenaries or whatever working together, and then like the good guy splits off and does his own thing, and then, you know, gets grouped back in with them. It just kind of felt like that.
All these allusions to the past and shit, and it's you know,
had like an Ocean's vibe to it.
Not really.
No.
All right, well,
get out of here.
It's like, you know,
Go home.
It's one of those, you know, I'm surprised somebody didn't look up from being on the ground in a fire behind them and say, "You can't deny what you truly are, Mando." You know. Expected that. There's all this whole shit about, you know, you used to do some crazy shit, man. You remember back when my hair wasn't gray? We used to do some crazy shit. So anyway, they're fucking with him, and they're like, show us what you look like and take your helmet off and all this shit. You know, it's very much a locker room bully scene right there. But you know, dude tries to grab his helmet, and he pushes him away, and he hits the button. And the closet opens up, and then everybody's like, "Ooh, what the fuck's that thing?" You know, it's like a pet.
You get lonely up here, Mando.
And he's like, you know, yeah, kind of like a pet. And that's when Bill Burr turns asshole, and he's like, "Oh, I had a pet once, didn't work out, but maybe, just maybe, I'll try again with this little fella." And he picks him up and
acts like he's gonna drop him.
Well, yeah, they start fucking with him, and
I'm surprised Mando didn't just punch Bill Burr in the face. Like grab Baby Yoda first and then like deck him.
Well, the ship, right about that time, the ship comes out of hyperspace, and they all, and then, you know, they all flop around, and Bill Burr drops Baby Yoda on the ground,
and then everybody goes.
Everybody in the world went.
Yeah, this is when the audience all had a heart attack, and you hear Mando pick him up, and he's kind of crying, and it's like, no. That's why he couldn't use the Force later on in the episode. He had
hang on. We'll get to that later.
All right.
Okay, so they pop out of hyperspace, and everybody's complaining. We didn't get a countdown, motherfucker. And real quick, like, he pops in and he drops to the ship, and he does all this kind of maneuvering shit.
Whipping it.
Yeah.
In that. He was hardcore turning.
Cue Tokyo Drift soundtrack.
He gets it in position and couples it to the ship in no time, right? And then he starts all this jamming shit, and nobody's the wiser that they're there. Okay,
they won't know I'm in their systems.
So then apparently Mando has the magic key. He's got that John Connor credit card thing from Terminator 2 where he can plug this shit in, and he gets the hatch open. Okay,
the first hatch that opens before it turns into the circular door. This is just a little Easter egg I picked up.
Empire sound effect.
Yeah, it's when the Death Star door opens and closes, and I'm like, wonder how many little Easter eggs are going to be in this episode.
I thought that was cool and all, but I also thought that the door opening took excessively too long, like long enough to where they could do like a shot of everybody's face, you know, and then back on that. I was like, this is like
this had to work as magic, man.
Yeah,
I mean, don't you hate when you watch a show when somebody pulls something out and they're instantly able to do it?
I guess it just felt like it was long enough to where I noticed they were trying to put a pause there.
Yeah, you could have overlaid that music from Jedi. Bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb. And the camera's looking at everybody.
Yeah, just the nod from everyone.
He got it open. He got it. You know, come on. Haven't you ever seen hacker movies? It takes them a while before they say, "I'm in." So anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, we're in.
So they all jump down in there, and they're walking around. I guess they're trying to get to the control room. They just keep walking by these cells, you know, with various random people in them and stuff. But instead of just walking around looking, I guess they're going to go to the control room and find out exactly which one he's in.
That was like a prime opportunity. They could have thrown an Easter egg in there.
They did.
What?
They threw in the Jon Favreau's four-armed character from Solo.
It's not him. It's
that same
character
species.
like him. You get the four-arm guy. Like, what was that guy's name?
I can't remember.
What's Favreau's name in Solo? Damn it all.
I honestly didn't even know Jon Favreau was that character.
He did the voice of the...
the character.
I want to say his name is Rando or...
What character are you talking about?
The little
the pilot
thing.
I gotta look it up.
The pilot before Solo takes over.
That thing.
Yeah, that's Jon Favreau doing
the little
voice.
four-armed orangutan thing.
His name ends with O. I guarantee you that it does.
O or an A.
Didn't he die though?
Yeah, he dies. That's why I was saying it's not the same guy, but it's a creature like him. There was some Imperial guy in a uniform in one of the cells. Some other random looking people.
There was a dude. The first dude they showed had like robes on.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, surely those aren't Jedi robes because that wouldn't make sense.
No, I don't know.
It's a New Republic prison, but
He may be one of those Kyber defenders or whatever, like blind guy from Rogue One.
What the hell am I looking up here?
Maybe he's kind of force sensitive, but
or maybe Luke's the thug and Luke got busted at one point in time.
What?
Damn it, Jack.
What's Jack?
See?
What is this nonsense you are spewing?
It's exactly what it is, just nonsense.
Rio Durant. That was his name. Okay. Anyway. Okay, back at it. So, they get down in there, and there's a little mouse droid that comes along and does the typical mouse droid thing. And so big stupid devil guy pisses it off or makes some noise, and now the droids are coming, right? So we get this shootout, blah, 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 and they're all kind of pinned down, and they're like, what the fuck? Man, they turn around, Mando, you need to take it. And then he's gone, and he, like, circles around, and he kicks all these robots' asses, okay?
Like a boss.
Like a fucking John Wick scene.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
So, he takes out all these robots in various ways. He doesn't just shoot them. He's like, there's one scene... I thought, you said, did he throw his vibroblade? But it looked to me like he pulled a piece off of one and threw it at the other one.
Well, it looked
I thought he did both.
Well, it looked like when he first rounded that corner, he already had something in his hand. So I'm going to assume that's the vibroblade. And
the first thing he does is he goes for that one guy's leg.
Yeah.
So he might have, like, sliced at the dude's leg with the vibroblade. But, yeah, he kicks all the droids' asses by himself. And they all look at each other with that impressed look.
And then they have to do the stereotypical, I'm going to be a hard asshole anyway. You know?
Don't forget to clean up your mess.
Yeah, and the dude, like, shoulder bumps him and shit. And it's like, oh, God, He kind of has this, like, shrug, defeated look where just like the rest of us, we're just like, oh, God, it's going to be like that, huh?
Yeah.
So,
real fast.
Yeah.
At any point on that little Imperial prison,
New Republic
prison.
Yeah.
I felt like Bill Burr was being insanely loud every time he talked to Zero on the little comms. Like, hey, Zero! And I'm like, dude, why are you shouting? You're like supposed to be sneaky right now.
I don't know. It's all droids.
He's like sneaky to everyone else, kind of talking quiet. And then he brings out that comm like, hey, motherfucker!
Exactly. That's how it felt.
I don't know. It's just Bill Burr's acting, emoting, He's trying to differentiate between...
Damn droids.
I'll yell into the comm link, yeah.
Kids love it when I yell.
So they get to the control room, okay? And there's one dude in there, okay? In his super awesome, fancy blue, white belt suit.
Okay, 2 Easter eggs pop up here.
All right.
So, Bill Burr points out his shoes. Those are the same shoes that the stormtroopers all had from A New Hope.
Okay.
Now, the other Easter egg is actually a cameo. The dude playing this New Republic guy is actually Anakin from Clone Wars.
Oh, the actor who
the
voices
voice of Anakin.
The voice of Anakin.
He's not actually a cartoon man.
Well, see, he said Anakin, and I was like, whoa, wait, is this little kid Anakin?
That's
Like,
the first thing I thought of, too, Jake Lloyd.
No.
like, this doesn't look like Jake Lloyd.
Yeah.
So,
Doesn't match his mugshot.
so they find in the process of this, they find out that the person they're looking for is in cell 221. I don't know if that's any kind of Easter eggy reference.
What prison was Leia? Like, what cell was Leia in?
A1138.
Prisoner transferred from cell block 1138. That's the transfer from Chewbacca, but she's in. I don't remember what cell number she's in.
I thought it was close to what this one was.
What's the Pixar? The
A113.
What?
The Pixar thing, or license plate numbers and house numbers and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
A113.
Okay. Well, I just saw the 221, and I was like, okay, is that something?
Pixar's Disney.
We should probably do some research before we get in here and start talking about it. But I can't do everything, so.
Wait, what?
The look you're
so
giving
what?
us right
so
now.
what was the cell number?
221 that this guy's in.
Oh, never mind then. Her cell was 2187.
Oh, okay. So there you go. FN 2187.
Oh.
Anyway, so
Mine just got bigger on that.
I was
So,
today years old when I.
so there's this standoff in the control room, right, where the guy's got this button, and if he presses the button, it calls in the New Republic police squad to kick ass, right?
Calls to the directors.
It calls in 3 X-wings.
Yeah. So so it's funny because you get this standoff where everybody's pointing guns at each other's heads, and there's
I love that.
and they're
scene was
and
awesome.
they're
that
moving
was-
back and forth.
that
Like,
was-
don't point a gun at me! Don't you point a gun at
It's
me!
like-
Don't point a gun.
My favorite part was when Bill Burr just yelled, "Get that gun out of my face, man!" I just was like,
And in the midst of all this tension, Tonks just throws a fucking knife and kills the guard. She's like, "You fucking guys, come on, let's just get this shit over with." That was pretty cool.
Was that thing blinking before?
Yeah, but as the guy was dying, he managed to press the button. So now
See, I
they're
think
Yeah.
he might have pressed it because he landed with the hand.
well, I was
that
gonna
it was in,
say
'cause he's
the
like,
damn thing fell to the ground. Like that wasn't very smart.
I'm chewing.
Yeah.
Om nom nom.
So yeah, and that was the thing. Like, and then she got all pissy about like, oh wait, is that thing really a? Well, yeah, they fucking told you, and you went and like knocked dude to the ground anyway. Like,
Yeah, fuck it.
One thing I do like about the sets and stuff, when they did the reboots of Star Trek, they went everything touchscreen. I
Right.
like that they still have like
Old-fashioned buttons and shit.
dials and stuff.
Well, I'll say something about that later, but So the guy did press the button, and then Zero comes over the radio and he's like, "Hey, I think someone shot a torpedo at us." No, he says, "Hey, I'm picking up a distress signal. You got 20 minutes until them some bitches get here." So they're like, "Fuck, okay." And it's like, "Well, we only need 5 minutes. It's fine." So they go to the cell, and in there is this Twi'lek dude. Okay, apparently the guy's name is Quinn because Mando goes Quinn, and the guy goes Mando, and they look at each other. No,
Donkey.
and so this chick or this guy is Shion's brother apparently.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now apparently also he's in jail because Mando left his ass behind. Whatever, on whatever job, wherever, blah, 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 blah. So the guy's like, "Oh, look, the guy who's responsible for me being here is now my personal Jesus Christ saving me."
How long has he been in there?
Yeah, how long has this guy been in there? So anyway, so they pull the fast one switcheroo and they push Mando in the cell and they lock him in there, right?
What a bunch of dicks.
With the death squad coming to blow the place up. So, this is the point when Zero is watching the Carl Weathers hologram and he's finding out information about Mando, right? So, this doesn't take very long. I think Mando's in the cell for about 45 seconds before a droid guard walks by, completely oblivious to anything else that's happened on the ship so far with all the other droids getting smashed and blown up and shit. You think those things would be on a network or something, but no. So this guy just kind of nonchalantly walks by, and so Mando grapples him with the grappling hook and pulls him over and rips his arm off and gets his blaster from him and shoots him in the head. So he's got the arm, and apparently he's able to pop this key thing like R2-D2 has out of this arm, and
Why the fuck would you put the lock in the cell?
like an emergency egg.
I don't
an
give a-
emergency hack.
Who gives a fuck?
I mean, if you're in the cell and you don't have a key, it's not a problem.
Isn't
Is it?
like-
But if you have someone like Mando in there,
when has there ever not been a back way out?
You know what, Nate? We'll get right on that. Our next New Republic ship will be Mando proof for you. we'll make that happen for you.
So,
better be
yeah.
no locks on the inside.
So yeah, the arm has the
about a
R2-D2
trench?
key on it, and Mando makes his way to the control room while these guys are trying to get out. So he walks into the control room, and he pushes like 2 of these big square buttons, and that gives him complete control over the entire facility, right? He's able to start closing doors and shit, and he
I'm
starts
in.
to box in these motherfuckers, and he ends up separating them into 2 pairs, okay? So you got Bill Burr and Twi'lek Boy, and then you've got Satan and Twilight Girl. Okay.
Well, what? He is Satan.
So at that point, Mando pushes 2 more big Radio Shack buttons and manages to lock Zero out of the system completely. Okay, so Zero's sitting on the Razor Crest and his screens go fuzzy and he's like, "Oh shit,
You guys can't hear me.
I'm locked out of the system, which means this comlink doesn't work and you guys can't hear me anymore." Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh well.
I'll see you when you get back.
So we see that Yoda is little baby Yoda has gotten out of the closet, and he makes his way up to the bridge, and I guess little Zero, we see Yoda, and Zero hears something and spins around, and now Yoda's done his space ninja thing and he's disappeared again. So
Space ninja.
So
He's doing his space ninja thing.
So Mando picks up that beacon thing that the kid pressed, and Chekhov's beacon, tucks it away, I guess, in a pouch for later. So then you get, everybody's roaming around trying to figure out where the fuck they are, what's going on, blah 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 blah. Zero's on the Razor Crest hunting for Baby Yoda, trying to find him. The devil guy ends up back at the control room, okay? And he walks in and he's looking, and apparently Mando's hiding up in the ceiling, right? So, where am I? Oh, okay. So, Mando shoots out the grappling hook. Grappling hook's getting a lot of use this episode. Shoots out the grappling hook and hooks it around dude's neck. But dude's like super strong, and he pulls him down and he grabs him and shit. And all the fucking whistling birds go off and do nothing. Okay, so I'm assuming he's out of them now.
Yeah,
because he used like 4, and then in this one he used like, I don't know,
10.
The rest. So he's probably out of those now. Okay.
Better steal some from the foundlings.
So these guys are fighting, and Mando gets the bright idea to shoot the devil with his flamethrower, and so that does nothing. Okay, doesn't even burn his clothes.
The clothes are Deveron.
So I guess he pushes the guy back, and he closes a door on him. We see the door come down, right? And then the dude slowly comes back up into picture like he's pushing it up.
I was like,
hang on.
Off.
Yeah, that was stupid. But then Mando reaches over and pushes another button, and a second set of doors come from the sides and go whack. And I really hoped, just like in the first episode with the circle door, I hoped that killed the dude and cut his head off.
Me too.
Didn't, but anyway.
It fucked up his horn.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
I wish that it would have cut his head off. But anyway.
Me too.
Where am I?
Or at least ripped his face off.
So it goes back to Zero hunting for Baby Yoda, and this is like the worst droid ever. Yeah, he must not have any kind of heat vision or anything because he's having a terrible time finding him. It cuts back several times, but so then we get Shion with her knives and shit, and she's trying to fight Mando, and nothing's fucking working. He does his Wonder Woman
harder.
Ching, ching, block thing.
Didn't she get one stab in though? Like up close?
Like right.
She threw one and it hits like
in
just
between the plates.
just by his shoulder.
But it didn't stop him or slow him down or anything.
No, total bad.
So he gets her and takes the
sound
knife
effect.
from her, and he's got her. And then it cuts away. So we don't know what happens. Like we didn't know what happened with the devil guy. Thought maybe he was dead. We didn't know what happens with Shion. We thought maybe he killed her. So then,
Bill Burr.
So then we get the little mouse. It's funny. Bill Burr's walking around and it's all quiet and shit. The little mouse droid comes, scares the shit out of him. And then we get the cool fucking Batman strobe light thing.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty sweet, man. I thought that was cool as shit. So he takes out Bill Burr. Okay, now there's one thing. There's one mistake I noticed where. And I don't know if it was here or a little earlier when they're all just kind of roaming around. But there's a scene where Bill Burr pops that gun up. Okay, it's over his right shoulder. And then there's a scene of him walking from behind, and it's over his left shoulder. And then it cuts back to him, and it's over his right shoulder. Mm-hmm. It's like that one shot from behind where it's over his left shoulder is the only time you see it over. So it's not like they insinuated that it was going back and forth. I think it was just footage was reversed or something. Damn. It was kind of weird. But so yeah, Mando does the cool Batman strobe light thing, and he creeps up on him, and then he finally grabs him. So the next thing you see is Quinn, right? And Quinn's going up the ladder to the Razor Crest, right? And Mando comes around the corner and he's like, Quinn.
Mando.
And he looks and, doesn't see anybody. And he's like, oh, I guess you killed everybody else, huh? And he goes, I did what I had to do.
They got what they deserved.
Oh, they got what they deserved.
Yeah.
That's right. So you don't know what happened, right? So the guy's like, look, man, you got hired to get me out of here and, do the job, okay? Follow through, do the job. You'll get your money. I want to get out of here. I don't give a fuck about everybody else, okay?
Like the good old days.
So he throws his blaster down and he's like, yeah, go ahead and cuff me. Cuff him. So
cuff yourself.
With my hands.
So here's the probably one of the most interesting things to me that happens in the episode, okay? We go back to the ship and we see Zero is looking for Yoda. And he opens up the fucking closet and Yoda's standing there, okay? So little baby Yoda picks his hand up like he's gonna use the Force, and then pachoo, Mando shoots the robot from behind. And little Yoda looks at his hand and looks at the robot, okay? Now, one way you could look at that is that it's a cutesy thing. Like Baby Yoda's like, did I do that? I didn't. Oh, I'm so.
Did I do that?
But I'm like super duper worried that he tried to do something and he couldn't because they pulled the midichlorians out of him and now he doesn't have the Force anymore.
I knew you were still gonna be on that.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
I think he still has the Force.
I think so.
I think. I just
he
think
had a hard day.
Well, no, I just think
Took
that
a
he
hard
didn't have
tumble.
well, we don't know how he was going to use the Force. I don't think he had a chance to because, and then I thought this was going to be like a weird like Han and Greedo who shot first thing, but then I like went back and watched it and Zero never got a shot off. It was just Mando. But, yeah, I think because, like in Empire, when Vader deflects the bullet, he's just holding his hand out, and then the bullet comes at him. And
you think he was putting up a shield? Like, go ahead, shoot me, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You can't do. Oh,
Yeah,
because
also, like in Revenge of the Sith, when Yoda catches the Force lightning, and in Attack of the Clones, he's just holding his hand there, and he gets it.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That fills me with a little
That's
hope.
solid.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, little Yoda don't have the Force no more.
Oh no, I think he's still got it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to be optimistic.
I think that's the whole
here.
reason they're still looking for him. It's because he still has the midichlorians.
Well, I still think the whole reason they're looking for him is because loose ends, and for whatever they wanted the midichlorians for, they know that he is still a threat.
We don't know. That's two theories. Did they want him just to clone him, and they wanted a sample, or did they pull the midichlorians out of him? We don't know. But the Camino cloner guy makes it think like maybe they hired him to pull the midichlorians out, and that's why he wanted him alive so he could clone him, or maybe there was two motives, and we don't know because we didn't really get much of that shit. So
they're
it's
gonna
hard
take
to
it
tell.
and make a Ray.
Oh my god, get the fuck out of here, Jack.
He's a clone, dude. Ray's a clone.
A clone of who?
Well,
Where are you going with that?
it's the same way that like. How was Anakin born, with the
He's-
midichlorians?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
Rey is a clone of her mom, who we don't fucking know, Jack.
Maybe she's not a clone of her mom. Maybe she just has enough genetic traits passed down through normal childbirth to where she looks kind of like her mom.
Whoa.
Oh, you guys are spitting some hard facts at me right now.
Jack can't take the hard facts, man.
So anyway, Mando accepts his offer. So they get on the ship and they go back to Harry Guy's base. Okay.
Harry Guy's beard shack.
Mando is back at the helm of the Razor Crest and he lands that bitch like a pro. Okay. So Harry Guy walks over the side of the ship and the ramp opens and it's Mando and he's standing there with this Quinn dude. And the guy's like, oh, well, where's the others? And Mando says, well, no questions, right? That's the deal, right? The guy's like, well, shit, I guess. Okay.
I traded 3 people for 1 person.
Yeah.
He gets a tiny little bag of money, man.
So he's,
I'm like,
Yeah, that little bag of money. I was like,
hey,
that's just
man,
not fucking
it could be
worth
full of diamonds. You don't
Yeah.
know.
How the
And
fuck
where's that
do
money
you know?
Quinn promised him?
yeah, Quinn was like,
Maybe
Quinn's
it's all
like,
in there.
I'll give you triple what he promised you.
then that beard guy can't pay for shit.
He's got to pay the expensive rent on the big old thing that they're in.
Maybe he had everything divided up to pay 4 people, so he had 4 little bags, and he threw Mando's little bag at him, but he didn't know that Quinn promised him the other guy's bags of money too. Maybe that's the... Anyway,
Well,
none of
Quinn's
that
a dick
shit...
for
None of
not
that shit
reminding
really
him.
matters. Because...
Well, Mando is also on a time frame there.
the guy says something...
A little bit, yeah.
You know, about just like the good old days, huh? Yeah, just like them good old days. Well, I'm out of here, bitch.
Well, this time didn't Mando start the good old days thing as he was
Yeah,
like
I don't
closing
know.
the door?
I think Mando was the first one that said it because
This
like
time, 'cause
he's like,
yeah,
fuck you, I
yeah,
found out your
fuck
plan.
you, man.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Good
So,
old days, my ass.
You know, Mando gets back on the ship and he goes to take off. And as soon as he's leaving, you know, the other guy's like, "All right, kill him." And so they
Kill him.
They pull this lazy Susan Batmobile thing out of the ground with the slowest spaceship reveal ever.
Cool spaceship, though.
Pretty cool ship though.
Yeah.
Um,
And then just out of nowhere.
but yeah, hang on. So this thing's warming up, right? And Mando's kind of flying away, and then all of a sudden you hear this beep 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 beep, beep or whatever, and
What's
the
this?
Quindai guy pulls this thing out of his pocket. And he's like, "Oh, what the hell is this thing? I ain't never seen this before. This ain't mine." And it's the distress beacon thing that the guard had, right? So then all these X-wings come out of hyperspace, right? And one of them's Dave Filoni, and one of them's Deborah Chow, and one of them is Rick Famuyiwa, the director of this episode. And it's kind of funny. They're like, "Well, looks like it's coming from over there. Guess we should fire up some torpedoes. Looks like they're about to launch a gunship." Choo 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 choo.
I so wish instead of a helmet, they would have let Dave Filoni wear his cowboy hat.
God.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's real fucking New Republic and
Yeah.
diplomatic. Just go and start fucking shooting the shit up.
Looks
you know?
like they got a gunship. Well, hell, I feel threatened.
Yeah, I feel threatened.
Yeah. So they blow that fucking place to smithereens right as Mando jumps into hyperspace.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. They just let this Razor Crest ship
He's
fly right.
undetectable.
Yeah, they flew right past him.
Yeah, he's not undetectable to the human eye.
Hey, but that's not where the signal was coming from. They were following the signal, okay?
Maybe they were looking into their targeting computer or whatever.
So
nav
yeah,
computer.
yeah. Look, you switched off your targeting computer. What's wrong? Nothing. So anyway, Mando, they jump into hyperspace, and Yoda's back in his little electronic controlled box, and Mando twists off the gear knob and hands it to him so he has something to play with.
Said this
He
was a
said-
bad idea.
Yeah, and he talks to little
told
baby
you.
Yoda, and I was
told
like,
you this was a
"Aw,
bad idea."
he's just gonna adopt him."
Yeah.
He already has.
So then we cut to a shot of the three baddies, and they're in one of the jail cells. Okay, so he didn't kill them; he locked them up. And those some bitches will all come back in season 2 as long as they can be paid enough money. Otherwise, maybe you'll get one of them, and they'll just get out and be like, "I killed the other two."
Or you'll get
something
like
that.
like what they're doing with DC, and then replace you with Idris Elba.
Damn.
Who did Idris Elba replace?
He's replacing Will Smith as Deadshot.
No, he's not. He's a different character.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yes.
different character.
Yeah.
I was really hype
Damn.
about that.
He's not Deadshot. No.
I was really hype about that because
I can't remember the name of the character he's playing, but he's not playing.
Proven
Deadshot.
wrong on the internet.
No, 100% not Deadshot.
Okay, so
Proven
letter
wrong on the
grade for
internet
this
by the
episode.
internet.
And that's the end of that episode, man. We kind of flew
Chapter.
through that quickly, I think. Oh, no, not really. Okay.
No.
Okay,
Letter-
never mind.
Letter grade.
For chapter 6.
I'm going to give it a... Oh, no, wait. Jack has to go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a B+.
All
Fuck
right.
you. I was going to give it a B+, you shithead. A minus. A minus in your face, bitch.
I was just gonna say regular old A.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a solid B.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hater.
What's your problem?
Would you have rather watched the Jawa episode?
Hey,
Yeah.
fuck you, man. I mean,
Too much red light in this one? What's your problem?
my problem was, okay, I love the Easter eggs that they threw in, like
What?
the stormtrooper shoes.
Dude, I didn't even look at
I
the
didn't even
shoes. I don't
notice
even
that.
know
There
what-
was a shot right on them.
okay. I was
But-
writing in the fucking notebook the whole
But
damn
I
time.
was more so impressed that the shoes did match his belt. I was like, oh, they
Yeah.
do match. Okay.
I thought it was funny
Wow.
that he had that goofy swoopy helmet, and Bill Burr calls him Egghead.
yeah.
So yeah, there's that, the cameo from Clone Wars, all the director cameos, and Zero's blaster is the same model as Boba Fett's. A lot of throwbacks. These are just me being nitpicky.
Boba Fett, you fucking dark cloud hanging over our heads.
This is just me being nitpicky. But one of my biggest problems is, I think you and I talked about this. They're all acting, except for Mando. The whole crew is acting like they've never worked together before. It's like,
well, Bill Burr was new.
Yeah, Bill Burr was new, but the other three had...
Devil Guy and Dracula Girl, they probably worked together some.
Yeah.
But, old Clancy Brown's Beelzebub there was not really the most talkative guy on the planet. So, and Crazy Knife Twi'lek Girl, I mean, who would believe anything comes out of her face? I mean, she sounds like she's completely full of shit all the damn time, So I mean, I don't know.
I love the Foley that they used in this episode. All the gun sound effects.
He's such a Foley guy, man. He's always talking about, ooh, that gun rack back sounded good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Foley, it sounded like they used the Boba Fett sound effect every time Mando got hurt, like the
No.
No. That's just me.
What?
You're wrong again, Jack.
Every time Mando got like,
is that a specific Boba Fett sound effect?
What the?
Okay.
Now, if Boba Fett ever did make a in the original, it would have been Jeremy Bulloch. But did they go back and make Tamara Morrison make new sounds to make it have a Kiwi accent? I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think
he's talking about a standard Boba Fett sound. I'm like, whoa, which Boba Fett sound are we talking about here?
There was a lot of grunts and groans in Attack of the Clones with Jango Fett. So
could have been those.
The little Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones.
Get him, fire!
That kid, man, it's so annoying.
They seriously need fire. Mando seriously needs to fix his ship.
He's always fixing it. He just got it fixed. That's why Zero's like,
it's
well,
like a 90s Corolla. You're always fixing it.
In spite of the recent repairs, this thing's still kind of a piece of shit. I'm amazed it fucking flies, Yeah. He just got it fixed. Shit,
what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Hold on. He needs to fix that shit.
Yeah. He needs to find his fucking pulse rifles. What he needs
yes, he needs to find that damn pulse rifle.
Was it? I didn't even look. Was it in the gun cabinet that he opened it?
It's not there.
No idea. I don't know what he did with it.
Well, he needs to find that and then go find Gina Carano too.
That rave
music. He's going back, man.
That rave music at the end, when it's doing the hip hop beat at the end, when it's panning through the hallway and then it shows all the bad guys and that.
Don't remember it.
Oh,
the music did have kind of like a hip hop vibe the whole chapter though.
Don't remember it. No idea.
Even the intro had like a little
notes.
bass beat underneath it.
I was taking notes. I didn't.
This is how next episode's gonna go. You ready?
Oh, here we go.
Shit.
Here we go. Predictions.
So, this is kind of like a sarcastic prediction,
okay.
Sarcastic predictions with Andrew.
Gina Carano and Mando team up to do a job. They get halfway through the job and then they're in some deep shit and they're about to die, but then some mysterious woman saves them, whoever the fuck she may be, a mercenary, what the fuck ever, and they're like, oh my god, you're so awesome, thank you for saving us, what's your name? Ray. And that's why it's coming out on Wednesday.
Ray.
Yeah.
I traveled back from the future.
Yeah.
To save you, my parents.
No. I'm just like, and then like they
Another
bang.
person
They bang, and it's like, oh, I'm pregnant. What should we call it?
They what?
Let's call her Ray.
Marty.
Yeah.
That's a nice name.
Yeah.
I think we'll name our third child Marty.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Just like fucking Ben, and everybody goes.
Well, I fucked this up last episode, so I was racking my brain for a different way to say this. Okay. Best quote unquote kill of the episode.
The only person that dies is the guard, and
that's why I said quote unquote, because I still think Ming-Na Wen's alive. And when I said that, I was like, best kill of the episode, and you're like, oh, now you think Ming-Na Wen's dead? And I'm like, no. Okay, best shot.
So you're talking about best kill in this episode?
Yeah, best kill in this episode.
Chapter.
Chapter. Yeah.
You don't get to
like,
correct anyone yet,
I've been
Jack.
correcting myself every time Andrew and I talk about the show.
Well, good. Keep correcting yourself, but don't correct us.
Yeah, we're the founding members, you dick.
So
You're good, man.
I mean, I thought it was cool when she throws the knife and kills the guard because it broke that tension. But I really like the one. Is it when Mando's in the cell and he rips the arm off the droid, but he also has his blaster and he shoots him in the head, and the shot is looking through the hole in the head?
No,
Yeah.
that's his last.
That's when he
kill.
kills the last robot. I like
The
that
last
one.
one.
Okay, that
yeah,
one. The
that whole
headshot.
sequence, those kills.
That was a good
if
sequence.
The headshot at the end. I like that one the best.
Yeah.
That's mine.
I just like that whole sequence so much. I don't know if any one of the robot deaths was better than the other, but just that whole thing, I was just like.
All right, so a lot of people are saying the droid sequence. Well,
I like that last kill where
Yeah,
you get the
the last
headshot
yeah.
right through the head and you see the singed hole there. I
Like
think that's
falls
pretty
and-
cool.
Yeah, seeing them walk through the hallway.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But he headshots that other guy that he takes the arm from too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he takes because he rips the arm off and he pulls the blaster
Yeah,
out of the droid.
that's
Yeah.
pretty.
Sticks it
I
through.
don't know. I just like both of those really. Combo headshots rule.
Keeping it real with the headshots.
That's my vote for best kill. So I'm thinking we're gonna see those three assholes at some point in season 2.
Yeah. Now, do you think they'll all still want to kill Mando?
Well, yeah.
For sure.
I mean, what the fuck, man? Why wouldn't they?
Did are Quinn and Ren, are they dead?
Oh yeah, they're fucking dead as
They're
hell.
blown up like crazy. Plus all those side glance asshole welders too. Fuck those guys. Non-OSHA compliant bastards. Fuck them all.
2 days from retirement. Wait, are those X-wings?
Pichu.
Yes. Are those X-wings? Like.
Yeah.
Getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, I so thought that big bearded guy was gonna run to that gunship and just get the fuck out of there. But no, he just runs to the back of this base.
Yeah.
I'll be protected to the back of the base. They can't reach me there.
Or maybe he jumped into an escape pod.
Oh.
That jettisoned right before the explosion, and you don't know because you won't see him until season 2 also.
You won't see him until Rise of Skywalker.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. All these characters in Rise of Skywalker.
He's been bringing drinks to the Emperor for 30 years. Yeah.
He lost a shit ton of weight, but he still has like this massive beard and shit.
So, okay. So, we get episode 7,
Tomorrow.
chapter 7 tomorrow. And then, like, the next day, Rise of Skywalker comes out. So, it feels like we're done talking about this particular chapter. So, and we don't have any idea what happens in the next chapter of Mandalorian. Does anybody want to speculate about what this Rise of Skywalker shit's gonna do? Because everybody will probably have seen it before the next time we talk. You don't want to speculate?
Well,
Or it's not about like tell me what you've heard. No, I'm just saying what do you want to see? What do you want to see?
Because I've been staying away from
Right.
like
I am
most
too.
of the,
Yeah.
I think like today, like internet people and shit have seen a premiere or advanced screenings and shit. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck,
Well,
people have seen it. So I'm
Last week they came out with some clip that was like Kylo Ren
Meeting
interacts with
Emperor.
it, and I was like, nope, not gonna
No,
watch it.
I've not
Yeah.
watched any of
I
those
stayed
TV
away from
spots or
that.
anything.
I scrolled past that shit. I was like,
I was
"Oh,
tempted,
no."
but I'm like, no, I want to see this on the big screen.
I've not
I want
watched
to
any of that
see how
shit.
this plays
Yeah,
out.
I fucked up and started reading some articles.
Oh,
at one
you
point.
dick.
Well, Jack is not allowed to participate in this conversation.
What I was gonna say.
We're gonna carry on without Jack. It's nice to see you. Did you drive your own car?
No, I
So you
didn't.
can.
I
Oh
rode-
well,
I
damn.
rode
You can
with-
go wait outside.
you can go
I was gonna say I do see what you mean though, where each episode of the Mandalorian or chapter of the Mandalorian feels like a little side adventure. Because at the end of chapter 6, he wasn't better off or better, like he wasn't better or worse.
He had
off
some
than
gas
he was.
money.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you got some
Gas money that you
Well-
never see him get.
like I think the only relevant thing is the beard guy, hairy dude, had heard about the troubles. So basically, I guess we can just assume that everyone in the galaxy now knows that he fucked over the Bounty Hunters Guild, and maybe that maybe there's an APB kind of thing that he's got this little green baby with him.
It's an APB for the baby.
So an
Amber Alert across the galaxy.
Everybody's fobs are going off
like a fucking
Amber Alert.
So but I mean, we knew that because Ming-Na Wen said, "Oh yeah, heard about that shit that happened on Dave Navarro's home planet." Yeah. So I mean, the word has spread, and I guess they kind of reinforced it with this episode. But
and you can't trust anybody. That's about it.
Hell no, don't trust anybody
except for Gina Carano.
Damn straight. Let's go back and see her. I think that's the first destination. I gotta go pick up Gina.
Is she still on Blue Shrimp Planet?
Yeah. She's backpacking across the useless shrimp planet.
So she didn't stay with like that group to keep watch over them or something.
No. She threw on a rucksack and was walking one way when he hopped on the cart and rode off the other way. She didn't stick around.
See, I don't know why she just
fuck these space orcs.
That's what I'm saying, man. She should. Well, but I guess she was trying to lay low because she gave the impression that she was either quit or was a deserter or some shit, and so maybe she's just trying to lay low because she don't want the authorities, the New Republic authorities, to.
She doesn't want to end up on that ship.
Lock her up or something. Maybe she's a wanted woman, so she's trying to lay low. But I don't know. I think Mando should go back and get her. Definitely go back and get her.
Well, I mean, you saw on
then make a baby named Ray.
You said on IMDb she's has 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
For the season.
Well, supposedly
we talked about that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just re-clarifying.
So re-clarifying. So you clarified this once before.
You mean recapping?
Recapping, re-clarifying.
There you go. Don't worry, buddy. I got you.
Yeah. What is your screensaver there? It looks like somebody shaking hands with a Santa Claus kind of.
No,
is that an album cover or something?
It is.
What is?
Wish You Were Here. Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Guy shaking hands with a guy on fire.
Okay. Wow. So you're like a big Pink Floyd fan now, or?
I like Pink Floyd.
Oh.
I like the.
Oh, that picture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Looked like something you made. I was like, what?
Oh no.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what do you want?
The Fett
out of Rise of Skywalker.
What do I want?
Yeah. What do you want? What do you want to happen?
I want to definitely find out who Rey is.
Right.
I want Leia to die with a lightsaber in her hand.
Nope.
Tall order.
I mean, you do get lightsaber battles. I mean, that's proven by the commercials.
Jack.
The
But does
trailers.
Leia fight?
I want Leia to die with a lightsaber.
Okay.
How do you think she's gonna die? I mean,
I don't know.
She can't go out like a bitch.
Well, hang on. They didn't have
they
like Mace Windu.
Oh.
So, are we sure they're going to kill off Leia?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, they weren't able to make anything new. Apparently, everything you see of her was footage they had already.
Mm-hmm.
So,
have they said if they're gonna animate her?
No, they're not. That was the thing. It was like we're not doing a deep fake, crazy face paste. Did I say that right? Face paste?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. We're not doing any of that. We're just using existing footage that we had that we didn't use before. That's kind of limiting.
Did they shoot anything new with her for 9 or is
no? That's what I'm saying. This is all footage that
just
they
7 and 8
had. So I'm thinking she may go early in the movie.
Well, I was gonna say either that or she hasn't. Do you think they would do an off-screen death? Because why would they have pre-filmed several deaths?
You may see her do some things, and then she takes off talks to characters, says something specific, and then flies off in a ship, and you see the ship get blown up or something. Yeah. So you know she's dead, but you don't have it.
What's her status after 8? Because I know she was injured at one point in time.
Yeah,
right?
but she woke up.
Did she?
Yeah,
okay, I just couldn't remember. I only saw 8 once, and it was in theaters.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, at the end in the cave, she climbs out with everybody else. The Crystal Foxes take them to the pile of rubble that Rey lifts up because she's the last Jedi.
Okay, I just remember her getting injured and then flying through the air like Mary Poppins.
She's fine.
And then,
oh man,
she's fine.
Well,
I'm also so ready to see all of the Force Ghosts because they're gonna all fucking be there.
Okay.
I'm fucking ready.
A cup of coffee real quick. You guys talk about Force Ghost because I have things to say about Force Ghost too.
Well,
I
hope we get a Qui-Gon Force Ghost.
No, fuck that. I want a Ewan.
fuck
I want a
you.
Ewan McGregor Force
You're not
Ghost.
gonna get
Yeah.
one.
I
You're not
want
gonna
a
get one.
Hayden
You'll
Christensen.
get Hayden Christensen.
Who else do I want?
You'll
I want
get
Yoda,
Ewan.
of course. I want
Luke.
a Mark Hamill. I
Yeah.
want a Mark Hamill Force Ghost. What other
A
Force?
That's
Liam
all you
Neeson
get.
Force
Yeah.
Ghost.
I guess
A Mace Windu Force Ghost.
if I could get, you think if they're gonna tie Rey into Obi-Wan somehow, we're good. We need a
Mace
fucking
motherfucking Windu.
shut the fuck.
let Andrew speak because I want to talk about what
Yeah.
I want with.
I
Rise of
really,
Skywalker.
really think we're gonna get a Hayden Christensen Force Ghost though.
For sure we are.
Yeah.
Andrew finish what he wants out of the movie before we go to the next person.
I know.
Say what they want.
But
Yeah.
Jack was interrupting him, so I'm like, damn it!
It's what you're supposed to do.
Shut up, Jack!
Yeah. So, yeah, I really want some Force Ghosts.
Definitely.
I want Leia to die with a lightsaber. What else was what was the first thing I said?
Hated that with lightsaber.
My memory's gone to shit. Let's see.
Same, bro. Same.
I want. Oh man. I feel indifferent about the Emperor, honestly. Like.
I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. I feel really indifferent about the Emperor. I just think that's a weird thing that they pulled out of their back pocket.
Yeah,
I
Abrams
mean-
was like, "We gotta save the franchise. What can we do?" Pulls in, like, reaches into a bag. The Emperor.
Well, yeah, and like
Well,
I've seen
okay.
the little screen grabs in the trailer where like you can see the back of like a fucking chair and then like a dark cloak and all that, and I'm just like, man, are they really gonna do the whole like we're gonna bring back Darth Maul and give him robot legs and shit like that? I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, why would you?
Well, there were
And the Emperor of all people.
Yeah, there were article headlines supposedly quoting J.J. Abrams saying, "Oh, we plan to bring the Emperor back the whole time." I don't believe that for a second. I just feel that Rian Johnson fucked him because J.J. Abrams wanted Snoke to be a bigger character. But nope, Rian Johnson is like, I don't really like Snoke, so fuck him.
And Kylo Ren stabs him.
And I'm also
Cuts him in half.
I don't know why is it called I'm interested to find out like why it's called The Rise of Skywalker, but this is going to be the last Skywalker anything apparently. You
Supposedly.
know? Yeah. So like I wonder what that means for the Skywalker name, The Rise of Skywalker. I don't know.
Well, if this
They
is
achieve
Because
balance of the Force.
Ben's not a Skywalker, Ben is a Solo.
yeah,
He's a half and half.
What?
Ben is a half and half. He's a Solo and a Skywalker.
he's mainly a Solo though, dude. His mom.
He's a Solo and an Organa.
She's a Skywalker, bro.
She's a descendant of the Skywalker line.
Exactly. So he has some of the bloodline in him.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how genetics
I don't
work.
know.
Jack.
What the fuck ever.
See, I think it's gonna revolve around him.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, he's like
He's the
last.
Skywalker.
After they kill off Leia, he'll be the last living of the family, supposedly. You know, so of course the movie's gonna the movie's gonna revolve around Rey and Kylo.
Raylo.
Yeah, just like the last one, and just like the one before that. You know.
So you're indifferent about the Emperor?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think whatever they do, I think it'll be a nice little throwback. And, you know, when he pops up on screen, I'll probably be like, oh, look, it's the fucking Emperor. But I'm just like, you know, I'm indifferent about whatever they do with him involving the storyline, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't care what they do either way? You won't be pissed off if he does a knuckle crack, let me reveal my whole plan, and he just spills shit in an expositional monologue about...
He starts monologuing.
I guess I would feel like, I don't know, because if they did something where they just try to explain something that everybody already knows, or if they try to like
what?
I don't know, like if I just think it would be really weird if like the Emperor shows up at the end of this trilogy and, you know, he gives this big long monologue about, you know, like shit that we already knew about, like with the Skywalker family and with the Force and all that. And it's just like, and that's what the last 3 episodes mean. You know?
Goodbye,
Like,
everybody.
Yeah,
Good night.
pretty much. Yeah.
Bye.
I
Have a
don't
good
know.
night.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, I guess it would just be cool if, like, this movie tied up and it was, like, just kind of, I don't know, made it some kind of continuous, some kind of continuous storyline, you know?
wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
A trilogy that has an overarching story
Mm.
that wasn't ruined in the last installment by a guy who just came in, fucked shit up, and left.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you kind of hit your finer points. Nate seems like he's chomping at the bit to start talking as far as what you want out of the movie.
Yeah, I think those are my big things that I want out of the movie. I'd also like just like a general explanation of what the Knights of Ren are, what's their involvement, you know, what was their role in the whole New Jedi Order and all that, and you know, which they've teased a little bit. I hope we get a lot of things explained, you know,
Okay.
since this is the last
Right.
of the Skywalker movies.
Right.
I would be cool with some open-endedness, like if there still are Jedi and Sith in the galaxy, like I could live with that, because you know that just leaves themselves open for more series and movies and shit like that. But yeah, I don't want any like open-ended, like, oh my god, are the Skywalkers alive? Are they dead? Because we're not gonna get any more of that. I'm just like, you know, like answer the main questions pertaining to the story. If there's any other lingering,
You know, they've said this wraps up and ends the Skywalker saga.
It also
Percentage-wise, percentage-wise, do we think that's 100% sure thing, or they're 0% they're lying? On a scale of 0 to 100%, how confident are you that this ends the Skywalker saga?
60.
Jack?
I'm like around 50%.
Nate?
I'm gonna say around 45%.
I mean, look, how could they come out and just say, this is it? Done,
Like-
bitches. I mean, if this makes $5 billion, there's no way
That's
they're
why I
going to
say-
be like,
That's why I say 60.
oh, we fucked up. Maybe we should, you know,
I say 60 because I think right now they're probably over the edge and they're like, okay, yeah, we need a fresh storyline. Let's go ahead and end it. But if they do, like, you know, top grossing movie ever of all time, you know, they might be like, well,
let's wait 4 years
Yeah.
and then tie some shit in and start it.
But
up
I
again.
just don't want this movie to end with the equivalent of a spooky question mark at the end of the credits. You know, like I don't want that.
They need to do it where it could be satisfying, but they could bring it back. Because I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
No.
because like, don't do me again where you save a pivotal character till the end of the movie and then just fucking go to black, like The Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
don't. I was like, oh, don't do that to me again.
Everybody's celebrating the victory at the end, and then Han Solo comes around the corner. Hey, what did I miss?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
or just it does the hey, it's me.
It's me.
And then, yeah.
Fucking sprinkler system.
Okay, so are you going to say something relevant, or are you going to start your spiel? Because I'd like to go to Nate's spiel before your spiel.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. So, with them saying this is the last of the Skywalker bloodline trilogy or whatever, is that just limited to the movies? Because they're doing another season of Clone
guess.
Wars.
Right, but
And
that's to
that's-
go back.
That's
But because Clone Wars got canceled and everybody went, what? And then when they were starting up Disney Plus, they were like, we're going to have all this Marvel shit. Not anytime soon. But we're going to have all, and we got the Mandalorian, which is, and you know what? We're going to fucking do another fucking season of Clone Wars too. And everybody was pissed off that they ended it. It's like, you know, there ain't no telling when you're going to get it. But yeah. So anyway.
Even though
Yeah,
there's
that will be some more.
There's a teaser
Okay.
for it.
For what?
Clone Wars.
Is there?
When did drop?
Yeah, I showed you.
Did we? Well, it must not have been much then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nate, what do you want out of the movie?
Okay. C-3PO needs to die.
That's been on your top of your list since The Force Awakens came out.
Yep.
That's
R2 needs to either like power off for the rest of the time, or just die. I want to see how the fuck they rebuild that Skywalker lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because someone grabbed a still, and there's like no bad weld marks or anything. It's like someone just went to Home Depot, grabbed like a PVC pipe, and just went, and then like shrinked it, and then was shrunk it.
According to Andrew, you could just like take a nap, and Yoda will visit you and give you all the pieces.
I'm just saying it's canon.
But
so I mean, hey, you know.
Plus, there have been.
If Yoda can give you a crystal, if time is an issue, maybe he can just give you a finished lightsaber.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Thus puts Baby Yoda in the movie.
How many renditions of that lightsaber have there
Jesus.
been? Is it 2?
What do you mean?
Well, because he had one. Anakin had one in Attack of the Clones. That's his very first lightsaber
Chopped
that he
in
had.
half.
Smashed.
Chopped in half.
Well, okay. Whoa. The lightsaber that's come back in this latest trilogy is the one that Luke loses in Empire Strikes Back, which is the one that Obi-Wan gives him, which is the one that Obi-Wan takes from Anakin on Mustafar.
Yes.
Anakin has had plenty of lightsabers before that.
Yes.
We're only concerned with this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just saying
The switches have changed.
The one in Attack of the Clones versus the one in Revenge of the Sith. How different are they?
He loses his lightsaber. His lightsaber in Attack of the Clones gets broken
in half
in the droid thing, and then somebody just throws him a fucking random one that he uses at the end fight.
My point is though, is that we thought Luke's fucking lightsaber was just lost forever because it falls to the bottom of Cloud City or whatever, but it magically ends up in a box in a fucking cantina.
Yeah, we need a fucking answer on that too.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I'm just saying, what then if the 2 halves of that original lightsaber from that droid factory just happen to pop up in somebody's fucking basement somewhere? Like the other one conveniently did.
I mean, I don't know. What's this?
Well, because, so the one in the Last Jedi. What's the significance
of that, though?
And Palpatine gives.
I mean, why does it matter?
I would think
so. Any lightsaber that Anakin ever touched in his life now has some fucking meaning.
Fuck, maybe. But I'm just saying.
Where's Vader's lightsaber?
Apparently, that one had the power of the Force in it. Fuck, we don't know. But.
The power was in her all along.
Yeah.
Well,
Alec Guinness, is that you?
My point is, 2 pieces would be easier to put back together than a million little pieces.
True.
So that could be.
What's a million little pieces?
Well, when they.
I thought it just broke.
I
thought they just broke it in half.
The crystal cracked.
I thought that it totally fucking blew up.
You can take a nap and Yoda will give you new crystal.
But
I thought it totally just.
No,
I thought it broke in half.
Just in half, because you see Leia and Rey Rey's all like, shit, what are we gonna do? How am I supposed to go up against Kylo? I don't have anything now. And Leia places her hand on Rey's and goes, we got everything we need. And they both look down to the 2 halves of the lightsaber, and it's like,
really? Does that happen in the movie?
Yeah.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
We're all looking at you like you're crazy.
When they're at the end on the Millennium Falcon, and Chewie's flying what's left of the Resistance out of there, and Rey's sitting next to Leia, and Leia kind of hugs her, and you see Rey holding what's left of the lightsaber.
Right.
And it's like, well, I can't really.
So Rey has both pieces?
Yeah.
When did she fucking bother to squat down and pick both pieces up?
She has them,
right after her and Kylo were fighting. What?
I don't know.
When the fuck did she manage to do that?
But
she woke up first, because when he woke up, she was gone.
Right. But yeah. Anyway. What else I want from Rise of Skywalker?
Wow, I want you to make up some more crazy shit like you just said, because I don't even remember that.
I definitely gotta go back and rewatch 8.
Anyway, go ahead.
Most of the stuff I want from Rise of Skywalker is just people dead. Like, I want Rose dead for sure.
Yeah,
she is a flat character. I want to know who Rey's parents are. Realistically, I think it'd be cool if both Rey and Kylo died to bring balance to the Force.
Finally had sex.
For the first time.
Yeah, the sexual tension between them
Thanks,
is so
Game of
thick
Thrones.
you could
I
cut it
know.
with a lightsaber.
Yeah. I want to see Adam Driver's nipples again.
Shirtless Kylo.
Yeah, the
But-
first nipples of the Star Wars universe.
But yeah,
Not
What is
true.
the deal?
Hayden Christensen is
Oh, yeah,
shirtless
that's right.
in 3.
Sorry, I
They-
forgot that you dream about that. Go
they
ahead.
either
Nate.
both need to die, or Emperor just needs to spank them both. Baby Yoda comes back, and that's how we get balance in the Force.
Okay, look. Finn is covering Rose up with a blanket. Rey, is that Rey sitting there holding the lightsaber?
Yeah.
Hang on, she's sitting there. Leia comes
my
over and
friend.
sits down.
Meek.
Hey, I'm cool. This is my friend Mika. We're gonna get on the ship. Man.
I found these pieces of this lightsaber. Figured I might put it back together.
I found this lightsaber at the bottom of Cloud City.
Want to rebuild it?
Would you like it?
You're
Well,
gonna
that-
need some crazy wonder glue here.
They're
Got the
talking.
God of Thunder on my side.
They're talking.
Oh,
Oh,
copyright.
okay. She does have both pieces. Look at that.
See?
Wow.
See?
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Fucking Flex Seal and you're good.
I mean, that,
JB Weld,
that middle band
Jedi Bond Weld.
from the still I saw, that new middle piece does look black. So your Flex Seal may be right, man.
Just electrical tape, gaff tape.
Yes, gaff tape. Because you can't rip gaff tape.
Flex you.
That's a pretty cheap prop.
Mm,
Yeah.
damn.
Had gaff tape all over the place on set.
Damn.
I want to know what the fuck that double lightsaber is that Rey had. I want to know if that's like
It's a vision.
It's a vision.
Palpatine's showing her what could be in the future or something.
I was gonna say, I think she's gonna have a little Force quest like Luke did in Empire.
But she already had that.
Uh-oh. What?
Ray goes to the dark side. Ben comes back to the light.
See, that's what
The
I
Rise of
too.
Skywalker.
Well, see,
Oh,
that,
shit.
that would be cool, but I mean,
Yeah,
do you think
bitch.
they'd
Shit.
be, well, do you think
And instead of
Now look.
of a single lightsaber, she uses that pole like a full-on double-bladed.
that would be cool, but
She's Darth Maul's kid.
Darth Maul and Baby Yoda's kid.
Darth Maul doesn't have a dick anymore, remember? Okay, wait. So, okay, listen.
They were both alive at the same time.
Listen, so they gave us this Mary Sue character, and everybody's pissed off that she's so good and all this stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And we have this character who's Han Solo and Leia's kid, and we're all bummed because he's such an asshole.
Such a little bitch.
Now, yes, it would be fantastic if in the last movie she goes over to the dark side and he has to turn back to the light to defeat her.
And you
But-
get Force Anakin to help him.
But listen to me, Jack. While that sounds epic in proportion, here's why that would never, ever, 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 ever happen.
Because it's Disney.
Because they've spent these past 2 movies and this rekindled franchise building up a strong female character for girls to look up to, and then just to have her turn bad and fuck everything up, and then a man come in and save the day. Ooh, that would be wrong.
Abrams for the win, you know?
Oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
I
That
was-
would be bad.
I was telling Jack recently, could you imagine like just having the mind of like a child of the 2000s to where like if you watched Star Wars starting at episode 1 and going through 6,
Right.
just watching this Anakin Skywalker person having no idea what he's going to become and just, you know, falling in love with that character, and then just watching Revenge of the Sith and just seeing him catch on fire and turn evil, and then, you know, this Dark Lord and all
Right.
that. Like, could you just, like, I just imagine if what they said is true, like that would be like all these little kids looking
man, I
up to
don't know.
Rey,
You
and then
can't
she
do
just
that,
turns to
dude.
the dark side, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh
You
my god.
But
can't.
our
That's what I
generation-
want. That is
our
what I
generation
want
would
now.
love that.
I don't think they'll do it.
That's what I want.
How do you throw up a
A boy's
female
got a
hero and then just turn her into the bad guy? And the
Oh,
asshole
man.
dude
I
comes
don't.
back.
I
to
don't
save
think
the
it.
day.
I don't think it would
Or-
happen though.
Oh,
They
what?
get
So-
they do get the cloning technology, and they clone Ray, and Ray has to.
Is that what you were gonna say?
No.
No. Okay. What do you think?
So
Rey has to fight herself.
what if she plays the whole dark side card,
That's the galaxy's
but
ass.
still has that pull to the light? But she's only using the dark side to get close to Emperor.
Okay, see, that was my whole theory about Kylo, is that he had to go full dark side to get to Snoke. Because in the first movie, he hadn't been around him and he only communicates with him in holograms. And then he's like, oh, bring Kylo to me. It's time for me to finally complete his training. I thought that Kylo and Luke cooked up this scheme to get somebody close to Snoke to take him out. So Kylo was pretending to be a bad guy, and that's why you get the throwaway lines at when he's talking to Han about I feel the or when he's talking to Darth Vader's
Helmet,
and he's like, I feel the pull to the light and shit like that. And now they put in something about he did have a problem with his dad. Okay, he had something against Han. He clearly didn't want to kill Leia, but he's got an issue with Han for sure.
Got daddy issues.
And that's why, like, in the end, when he's standing there on the bridge with him and he's like, I know what I have to do. I just don't know that I'm strong enough. And he's like, will you help me? And that's why when he kills him,
such a heavy moment.
It fuels him with enough that he can stay in dark side mode, because he's got to fool Snoke, right? He's got to be dark side guy. And that's why, like, he tries to use the anger and shit, but that's like when Chewbacca shoots him in the fucking side, and then later on he's outside fighting with Finn and Rey. He keeps punching himself to kind of keep himself angry, and the pain kind of gets
no
to.
gain.
I always felt like he was a double agent, like he was there to get to Snoke, but Snoke was like super standoffish, and he would never let anybody around him and shit. But then finally, when all that shit transpires, he finally tells Hux, he's like, okay, bring Kylo to me. It's time for me to complete his training. And I thought it was like, okay, now Kylo will finally get an audience with the dude and he'll be able to take him out. But then Rian Johnson came in and just completely took every little meaning from every line that you could possibly try to stipulate, and it just changed everything. And he's just, he's complete all bad guy, full in, don't care about anything or anything. Why? We don't know. Fuck, who knows? Doesn't matter. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
No.
I just, anyway. That was the whole thing that I thought for Kylo, he's bad, he would turn good. You're saying, Rey, good turn bad, but the insignificance of Snoke now kind of just puts that whole Kylo thing to bed.
I don't think that bad Rey thing could happen, because if that were true, if I were Disney, that's not a reveal I would put in the trailer. I would save
that.
I would save that for the
something.
movie. Yeah.
Unless it's a clone.
Shut up about the clone. But what if just to finish the whole original trilogy off,
a black hole consumes the entire universe? No, go ahead.
The Falcon gets destroyed.
Well, I mean,
Lando goes down on the Falcon with Chewie
Oh,
and 3PO and R2.
Damn, I forgot we're getting Lando back in this one.
No, Chewie lives. Chewie lives and has to watch all his friends die.
Chewie, the sole survivor of the Skywalker
humans
saga.
are just pets to the Wookiees, man. Come on. He's had like several of them.
Lando goes down and we get Force Gambino.
No.
Get the
Oh, God. Donald Glover is Lando's Force ghost? Fuck off.
No. So Lando gets in an escape pod because they've had time to put those back in the Falcon. I'm going to.
Well, they got those little coffin pod things.
Yeah. So he gets in what he's sending the Falcon kind of as a
one
bomb.
Of those, yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, okay, all the coordinates are set, and okay, Chewie, let's get out of here. Shit, there's only one pod. Damn it!
Was that a Tusken Raider?
I can't gargle. I can't gargle right now. Yeah, there we go.
Well, there's two bands.
They argue.
They argue who's gonna get on top.
And Lando knocks Chewie out and drags him and puts him in the pod so he can live. And then Lando rides the ship down, right?
No. I want Lando to watch his ship. You're like, damn it! I just got it back. Kaboom! God damn it! But no, they're arguing about who gets on the bottom of the pod and who gets on top. who's going to be pressed against the glass.
Damn.
And that's what, okay, once they launch, you get a Titanic-esque scene of Lando's hand pressing against the glass.
That's like it's some Star Trek where they like Chewbacca's still on the ship and then Lando puts his hand on the glass and Chewbacca puts his on the glass and then the ship ejects.
God.
No, Chewie just grabs one of those oxygen tanks and hangs on to the outside of the
So,
pod.
okay, so you're getting into the realm of ridiculous, so I'm going
Yeah.
to cut you off.
Go ahead.
So, Jack, what
Go
do
ahead.
you want
Please do.
from the movie?
Oh man, you know, I had some stuff earlier, but it's pretty much this like a combination of everybody else's. Let's probably get closer to the mic. What do you? No, we're not. No. I definitely want to know more
We're
about
not,
Rey,
yeah.
her origin,
Right.
see who her parents are.
Right.
I definitely want to know how the hell Emperor survived all this time.
No shit.
If there's a link with Baby Yoda involved with all that.
I don't know, man.
I feel like that's what they could be leading up for. I
don't
know you're
know.
hoping for like something with Rey, but I think it's gonna be a lead up to like that's how Emperor survived. Go enjoy 9.
That's how Emperor survived. How Emperor survived?
So whatever happens in chapter 8 or chapter 7 is gonna like give some insight into episode 9 of Star Wars, and it's gonna
Really?
be like, here you,
You
go.
think it's gonna be about the Emperor, huh?
I wonder. So I wonder if we'll get fucking dude back and the
Carl
fucking
Weathers?
no. Jesus Christ! I'm having the world's worst brain fart right now. Irving Vers.
Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog. Yeah, Jesus. If we get him and the Camino
Well-
guy back, and this is where we could talk about the whole midichlorian thing. you know?
Ah.
and the cloning.
Well, I mean, just who hired them? You know, that could be a key.
Snoke?
Sort of.
Palpatine.
No, Snoke. Because if Palpatine's dead, but Snoke
But how
wants to bring
long
him
was he?
back.
But how long was he really dead?
Well, see, why
before
would
people
Snoke
went
want to
and
bring
got-
him
found
back?
him?
Did they know each other? Had they ever fucking met? We don't know, because Ryan Johnson killed him. We don't know. What's
Snoke and
what's
the
the
Emperor
fucking
were-
connection there? Who knows?
Snoke and the Emperor were roommates in grad school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm excited for the Force Ghosts. I don't know if there's going to be like training with the Force
Damn,
Ghosts.
you guys are all talking about this fucking. It's the Force Ghost episode.
I'm
I
so
don't
ready.
even know that's gonna
I'm so
happen.
ready.
I'm excited because I feel like Hayden Christensen with a good director could actually be kind of good.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's good.
What? What are you?
I'm just
pointing at
saying,
me
like,
for?
that's what he said like 2 podcast episodes ago.
Oh yeah. I mean,
See, Jack, this is why you need to listen.
they are kind of long.
I do listen.
There's a guy in India that's listening, and you're not listening.
But yeah, so Force Ghosts, that'll be cool. I heard that Ahsoka is gonna be back
No,
in 9.
no,
Shut
she
up.
died in Rebels.
What?
Keep watching Rebels. Keep
Oh.
watching Rebels. They bring her back.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a time. There's
What?
a time travel
What?
episode.
What?
Yeah.
To everything all of you have said in the
Sorry.
past 2 minutes.
I ha-
What?
You
I
need to
haven't
watch
watched-
Rebels, man.
I
I'm
haven't
trying to-
watched Rebels, but I've seen that
Is it
clip.
on Disney Plus? Rebels?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
The
it?
whole series is on Disney Plus.
Whole series? How many seasons is it?
4 or
4 or
5?
5.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Just give me a list of the episodes I need to watch.
Okay.
Season 3, basically watch all of season 3. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the time bridge episode that I'm talking
Or
about.
I'm in 3 right now, but
No.
the end of 2 is where Anakin and
I've seen that
okay.
fight.
Anakin. What?
Darth
Darth
Vader
Vader.
and Ahsoka.
Oh, yeah. Then in 3, they go back.
I'm like episodes away apparently from this, so
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah. Then you'll see. So supposedly Ahsoka's back for Star Wars Episode 9,
Hmm.
and I feel like that could be a pivotal.
Why? Anakin's dead.
Huh.
Exactly. So she's one of the
Obi-Wan's
last remaining
dead.
Jedi.
She's not.
She's not a Jedi anymore.
She's a gray Jedi. Because
She
she has
doesn't
the
id-
white lightsabers.
Yeah, but she doesn't identify with the Jedi. I would think that you'd have to just be some kind of weird branch of Jedi
No.
to be a gray Jedi.
Gray Jedi is we do whatever the fuck we think is right in the moment. They're the chaotic neutral
Yeah.
of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You got
So
Gray Jedi.
we could get some cool badass shit with that if she's actually in it.
Dude, I mean, see, I don't want this to be a fucking half the movie is Rey and Poe and Finn and Kylo and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah. And then in the last third of the movie, they bring in all these fucking fan servicey type of characters for shit.
Ghost Anakin, Emperor,
Obi-Wan. No, that just fucking ruins. Okay,
wouldn't that be just like
that'd be the dumbest thing.
75% of their budget is just in the last 30 minutes of
Just
the
Force
movie.
Ghosts.
I'm like, come on,
Force
man.
Ghosts and
Yeah.
lightning.
No.
The real way he was able to stay alive is he had the Infinity Gauntlet, snaps his fingers, and then everybody just comes into the movie.
Shut
It is
up.
Disney.
Shut
This
up.
is where we get the Avengers crossover into the Star Wars universe.
No.
And Iron Man's not really dead.
This went off the rails.
Yeah.
It's like
At least when
Patton
I went off
Oswalt's
the rails,
thing.
I stay with Star Wars.
Yeah. It's not a Marvel podcast, Jack. Jeez. I don't really know that I
There's-
have any expectations for
there's
it.
just too many unanswered questions right now in the Star Wars universe, and at least with the Skywalker trilogy.
Well, I mean, like, of course, they need
Skywalker trilogy.
Saga.
They need to give us the whole Wraith backstory. We need to know what that's all about.
This just
What was
needs to
the-
be a 4-hour
What was
movie.
another? Okay,
How-
I
what's
want to
the
know.
runtime?
I
Does
have
anybody know that
no
right
idea.
now?
I want to know who the fuck Snoke was. I mean, we're just gonna write that off. I mean, what the hell? Who the hell was Max von Sydow at the beginning of Force Awakens? Who the hell was he supposed to be?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell was his?
Whoa.
Somebody
Dead.
on a different podcast said, "Oh, that's the Mandalorian years later."
What?
But no. He has a different name and everything. But I'm just like, I mean, come on, man. There was something. I want everything wrapped up. You know, I mean, I don't need a everybody hanging out together by a campfire clapping to Yub Nub at the end. But I mean, I would like. And I don't need everybody tucked into bed with a nice bow, but I do want some answer to some of these fucking questions. I don't want them to just leave some shit out hanging. I want to know what the connection is with fucking Snoke and the Emperor. I want to know what Snoke's deal was. I want to know what this fucking Knights of Ren shit was. I want to know. I mean, Max von Sydow's name was Lor San Tekka, and that is not the Mandalorian's name. So anyway, I mean, you know, I need those mystery boxes to be opened, dumped out on the floor, and
Assembled.
I need to see what the fuck was in them. Okay. But man, as far as like who beats who and who at the end ends up with who, and yeah, that Rose character, I mean, no offense to her. I know that Star Wars fans gave that woman a ton of shit and basically drove her into hiding. And I'm not shitting on her as a person, but that character was just thrown in there haphazardly because they didn't have anything for Finn to do. And, you know, I mean, she meets him and, you know, instantly, you know, I mean, off the bat thinks, oh, you're this hero guy. And then she finds out he's lying and he's trying to escape.
And tases him.
But then like 3 days later, she's in love with him. I mean, fuck off with that stupid shit.
A Hallmark Star Wars.
Yeah.
Your love has been blinded by.
I think Finn should have crashed into that fucking thing, you know? I mean, come on.
Give something for Rey to be pissed
Because
off
then
about.
you could still have a ton of troopers come down and are going to go in the base and stuff, and then Luke comes out and Luke's hologram comes out and fights with Kylo and stuff. I mean, you could have done that, but let's end Finn. Come on, let's end him.
Yeah, I don't
Or
really
let
know
him-
let
what
him
his
do his
role is going to
sacrifice.
be in
And Poe.
9.
Well, I mean, that's, you know,
Because he's kind of like a superless, or what's the word I'm looking for?
superfluous.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really handle him right. You know,
He was passed out for half of 8.
he's a defected stormtrooper. They should have focused on that point of view as opposed to just, I don't know, man. He's been all over the place. And he doesn't have a fucking arc other than he's always, Ray, what about Ray? Where's Ray? Have you seen my friend Ray? Where's Ray?
Kill Poe.
He doesn't have anything other than that.
Kill Poe
Pretty much
and
it.
Finn at the same
Poe's
time.
cool, though. I like Poe.
Man, Poe's just a dickhead, man.
Damn. Tell me
fuck?
how you really feel, bro.
Poe was kind of cool in the first one, but then the second one, again, I don't think they knew what to do with him. So he's just like the untrusting guy no one will tell anything to.
Yeah.
And he just fucks shit up because he's, oh, if I'd only known. Well, we couldn't have tell you because then you'd have fucking told everybody. You know, I mean, or you'd have ruined it anyway, damn it, you stupid fucker. But we keep you around because you're handsome. So we're
Exactly.
just, you know. I mean, they didn't have anything for him to do either. So they came up with this dumb shit that made him seem
Like a dickhead.
Kind of like a dickhead, you know, the whole movie. And it's like, I mean, he gets everybody killed at the beginning. All their bomber troops and all. He gets all those motherfuckers killed, man. It's just like, damn.
But we took down a dreadnought.
Woo.
I still
One
He
dreadnought.
also killed everybody else.
Also, I still think that Anakin and Luke were way better pilots than he will ever be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
He could do cool stuff in the moment, but he can't think ahead and be like, "Oh yeah." I should.
Well, no, that was my thing from The Force Awakens when they were like, "Oh, ace pilot Poe Dameron." I was like, "Fuck you, Luke Skywalker is the ace pilot."
Didn't Rey drive the Falcon at one point?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
flown the Falcon a whole bunch.
Yeah, you know, she got behind the steering
Have you
wheel
seen
and
these
put
Star
it in
Wars
four-wheel
movies?
drive and drove the Falcon.
Have you seen these movies? I mean, damn.
It doesn't seem like it.
It's been a minute.
She flies the Falcon for the entire Force Awakens, basically.
Yeah,
You know.
but I just can remember a 9 or 8 if she did or not.
Chewie
No,
flies it most of the time.
Chewie flies it.
She finally gets on the gun, and she's like, "Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love shooting these
I
fuckers.
like this.
This shit's cool."
Yeehaw!
Yeah, I mean,
Shooting a womp.
I do think Chewie should live, no matter who dies or what happens. Chewie should live, because then when they do another Star Wars thing that's set 200 years later, we can still have Chewie kicking around
With gray hair.
with Baby Yoda is all grown up, and they can be friends.
Baby Yoda rides on Chewie's back all the fucking time.
Yeah, they're gonna walk away from this Skywalker saga. They're gonna do a couple seasons of Mandalorian. They're gonna do the Ben Kenobi thing, and then Star Wars will get quiet for a little while.
Clone
and
Wars.
then they'll come out with whatever, and then they'll come out with a new set of Star Wars movies. Maybe not
Baby
like
Yoda
we're gonna do a
Chewbacca.
trilogy, but it'll be like 100, 200 years in the future. And you'll have characters like Chewie still left, and you'll have Baby Yoda.
Mando.
No, he'll be dead, man. He's
He's in
just,
200 years. My bad.
yeah, he's just a dude. But maybe a couple characters to kind of tie things back to, and then we'll get all new
C-3PO
ones.
and R2-D2. They're gonna be there to kind of help tie things
fuck
No,
together.
I want them dead. I want them dead
and
in
then
Rise
we
of
can,
Skywalker.
and then we could start over. Give us Baby Yoda and a couple seasons of The Mandalorian so that we can get super endeared to him, and make sure we get Chewie
They
still
could,
alive so that they're.
Chewie could make some cameos on The Mandalorian.
I've already said this, Jack. You fucking Jesus, man! You haven't been listening, have you?
Somebody's a fake fan over here.
Man, I tell you what,
I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I've talked about many ways they could bring Chewie in, and it wouldn't be a single bit of a problem.
Maybe they will actually do a Star Wars saga that's sequential.
Oh, I mean, that's why I'm saying you get two maybe good rooted characters to put in there, and then you base all the new characters in positions around them, and then just move forward. Here's the thing, Lucasfilm, Disney, plan something, okay? Don't just say we're gonna do this thing, and then it's like, oh, well, it was good, so we should do some more after it. But even though we don't have a plan, we'll come up with some shit, and then maybe we can do some shit that maybe happened before that, and we'll just come up with it. No, plan a fucking thing. Take a couple years off and plan some shit, man. Okay, make it cohesive, make it go play, and and then launch that shit. And if it's good, great, and it goes somewhere, and there's some fucking thought behind it, and so it's not just some stupid bullshit. And if it doesn't, well, you tried, Maybe we don't get a resolution, and maybe 5 years later, 10 years later, a bunch of fans say, we want you to bring it back. And they bring it back and finish the fucking story, and everybody appreciates it because they were like, that really was pretty good. But, I mean, just, come on. You know what I'm saying? Plan it. Mm-hmm. Give us one or two characters, Baby Yoda, Chewbacca, something like that, and then start something new and go forward, but make it good.
Could even take some characters from Rebels and add them in.
How? I mean, who's on Rebels that could be alive 200 years from now?
I keep forgetting you said 200 years.
Well, I'm just saying, we want some distance.
Pay attention, Jack.
You know, I mean, start fresh. We don't need Lando kicking around in a walker. We don't need bullshit like that. But, you know, give us a couple of, you know, I almost said supernatural. A couple of characters with, you know, otherworldly qualities because they're alien species. You know, Wookiees live forever, and, you know, Yoda's species lives for a long time. They could be in it, and they could be functional characters.
True.
So, I don't know. They could do something like that. But, I mean, damn, I know I somehow was talking about this movie that's about to come out when I talked about some shit that should happen in 10 years. Yeah, so Chewie should live. I don't give a fuck about everybody else. Do what you want. You know, you said symbolically if Lando crashes the Falcon or some shit in a sacrificey kind of way, but that's cool. That's fine too. But I'm also cool with Chewbacca getting in the Falcon and riding off into the sunset. That's fine with me.
The end of the movie, he's the only one who survives.
Yeah, he's the only one, and he flies off into the distance. I mean, I want to know, you know, like you said, I want to know answers about the Emperor. I want to know answers about Snoke. I want to know answers about Rey. I want to know how the fuck Maz Kanata got that goddamn lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, that's about it.
Maz Kanata worked as a cleaner on Cloud City, and
yeah, okay. Best in janitorial squad, yeah.
So, Scott.
Yeah.
For those just listening.
Yeah.
Where can people reach us?
You can send us an email. I know you won't, but you can send us an email at RazorCrestPitCrew@gmail.com.
Or tweet us.
Or you can tweet us like
your boy.
Your boy, dog is a weird word. At Twitter at RCPitCrew. If you go to YouTube and look for RazorCrestPitCrew, you'll find this thing that you're listening to right now because I've not put it anywhere else. So that's about all we have for communication. We don't have a Facebook page because that shit just needs to die. We don't have a MySpace page because that shit did die a long time ago. We don't.
Shout out to Tom.
We don't.
We don't have an Instagram.
We don't have Tumblr.
Yeah.
We don't have Instagram.
Tumblr died too.
We don't have a TeePublic Redbubble page. We don't have any of that.
We
shit.
don't have a TikTok.
You know, Tom just wanted to be everybody's friend. You don't see Mark Zuckerberg friending everybody on Facebook.
That man's a savage.
Yeah.
All right.
No matter how many times you tried to delete him, he was still there.
Yeah. Like,
Who, Tom?
Yeah,
Oh,
I tried.
I don't know.
Tom is an aide. Okay.
What?
Nothing.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, I mean, the plural of aid is AIDS. This fucking reaction, damn. It was a poorly constructed joke, except for Jack, apparently.
Okay.
You're saying Tom is AIDS?
Well, you just said you can't get rid of him.
Hey, Magic Johnson got rid of that shit, didn't he?
So did Charlie Sheen, right?
I don't know. I've not heard hide nor hair out of Charlie Sheen in a long time. Ever since
This
he did
went
that
from-
awful Fiat commercial.
This went from Mandalorian to Rise of Skywalker to Charlie Sheen.
That's because I asked, you know.
No, to Charlie Sheen.
Oh, then that we're just rambling. People were making weird jokes and then extrapolating from that, and now here we are at Charlie Sheen.
All right, guys.
You really want to end this?
I'm like,
Why don't you go ahead and sign us off then, Nate? You're so anxious to close this shit out.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Jack, for coming on again.
Yeah, man, of course. Thanks for having me again.
Are you going to make the effort to be here every time now? Do you consider yourself in for the long haul, or
Yeah.
are you just like, well, you know, you guys go ahead without me next week because okay, see, look, man, when you wake up in the fucking morning, oh, wait a second, hang on a second, wait, Andrew,
No.
you're a career man. What time did you get up today? Did you have to work today?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, so even though you didn't have to work, what time did you
Yeah,
get?
what
Hey,
time-
shut your mouth! What time did you get up today?
Well, I woke up a couple of times because of work. I woke up at 8:30.
Okay.
Because I had to respond to a text message, and then after that, I went back to sleep a little bit, and then I got a phone call at like 11 something.
How late did you stay up the night before?
We weren't together. No.
Not last night.
Man, a lot of times it's hard to remember what time I go to bed.
Well, anyway, so 8:30ish, you were up and functional.
That was my first occurrence.
Nate, you're a career college student who is currently out for the semester on break. So you're a complete bum. What time did you get up today?
I actually was like kind of awake at 7:30.
Okay, 7:30. I got up at 10 to 6 and went to work.
Oh.
Jack.
Sir.
Now I've heard some talk about this. What time did you get up today?
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
What the fuck, man?
That's when I woke up, and then I called everybody back.
How the hell do you sleep till 1 in the afternoon? At 1 in the afternoon, I was leaving the place that I was doing business today. I left at 1 o'clock when you woke up.
In my defense, didn't go to sleep till almost 6:30. I was editing, and then some friends
Editing
were like,
what?
Music video.
What are you? Oh, you're still editing that video?
Yeah. Chris has been doing special effects, and now we're finishing the assembly.
Jeez. When do we get to see it?
Hopefully by next week.
How come all these times you come over here, you don't bring a fucking laptop and let us see a rough cut and shit, huh?
Because we're just doing the podcast.
I mean, but we were talking before, and we're going to talk after. What the hell,
bitch.
man? Damn, you got to share.
Sorry, man.
Nate showed you silly shit he's been doing, just shooting
Jack.
shotguns in the house
He
and
did.
shit stuff. So, I mean, come on, man.
Hey,
But
hopefully this gets cut. I am not shooting shotguns in the house. I am not blowing holes in shit. Or am I?
anyway.
Stop being a bum, Jack.
Yeah,
Now,
Jack.
what I was
a
gonna
bum
say.
because we were drinking.
Now, what I was.
and I was
Who was drinking?
me and my buddies.
Oh, I thought you were editing a video. Now you're just up all night drinking, huh?
I was, and then everybody came over.
Well, it's gonna
'cause
be
I was
a
editing
great
with JT.
edit. Come over where?
No.
To your.
I was over with JT's. We were editing, and then everybody came over, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna put this up because I don't want to fuck this shit up." So I put it up.
Creativity. What?
I didn't edit while I was drunk.
Oh.
I was
is that what
editing
you're
before
doing?
We got drunk.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. What?
I just got a thing. It was like, hey,
Oh, cool.
it's almost time for this.
I wasn't editing and talking.
So the whole thing about waking up is because at like 7 or 8 in the morning, chapter 7 will be out. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
It comes out tomorrow. So since you're on board with this, when's the next time everybody can get together and do this?
He's out of town for a couple
Yeah.
days.
Oh, that's right.
I hope I can watch it tomorrow night. I have to leave at 6 in the morning.
Tomorrow
and then,
morning?
Yeah, and we're
Ooh.
going straight to the venue, loading in.
You guys are driving
rehearsing. Yeah, it's
just up
Owensboro.
there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be in a car or are you taking the truck?
I'm just driving my own car
Oh, really?
because I don't know the
Get
part.
mileage?
No. I mean, if
I think
it's
the
if
IRS
it's
have
yeah.
something to say about
if it's
that.
if it's short distances like that, well, my other option was to ride in the truck.
Owensboro's not that short of a distance.
Yeah, it is.
Owensboro?
Yeah, it's like 150 miles one way.
Yeah, I mean that's not that short.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could do a round trip to Owensboro and still have like over like 150, like over a quarter tank of gas.
Well, I don't care about your gas. I'm just saying mile wise, that's not a short trip. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
don't mind
That's
driving.
like 300 miles right there. You're putting on because they're and back, right?
Yeah. Well, I've done to Atlanta and back, and that's like almost 300 miles one way, right?
It's a lot.
I don't know. Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know. It's not
But
that-
yeah, so we're like traveling down early tomorrow morning, loading in, and then I think doing rehearsals. I don't know what time we're gonna get out, but then Friday or Thursday it's rehearsals, and then show is that evening. So
And
I
then you come
won't
back
even.
Friday.
Yeah, and then we drive back some unknown time on Friday. That's why I took my own car, is
Yeah.
because I don't want to leave super late.
Okay, so basically, what about your weekend then?
My weekend should be open. I'm
Okay.
gonna go see Rise of Skywalker sometime on Friday for sure.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about going to see it on Saturday sometime,
Before I go into work, yeah.
and then I'm going to see it Sunday morning with Reed and his wife.
Fuck, you're gonna see it 3 times in 3
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Oh, we can't.
That's expensive.
We can't do it Sunday night though, because there's a thing at Mom and Dad's.
Well, you can talk about that after the world doesn't need to know about what's happening at your mom and dad's.
Well, what day's the 23rd?
Hang on.
23rd is next Monday.
So, what does your weekend look like?
I work all weekend except for Sunday. I'm off Sunday. Friday I work.
So when do you think you would have a chance to do a podcast about the chapter of The Mandalorian that comes out tomorrow in less than 12 hours?
Well, with Andrew's schedule is looking close, because with him being out till Saturday. I mean, if we want to do it Saturday morning ish before I go in at 5 on Saturday.
Oh, you mean before 5 p.m.?
Yeah.
So sometime during the day on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I mean, you have to see that movie at some point. When were you going to see the movie?
We were just thinking about going to see it before I went in, but I'm probably going to go Friday morning because I've never seen a movie by myself.
Or we could go Saturday after you get off.
I get off at like 10.
Yeah, they'll be showing that fucking thing around the clock.
There are late showings on the weekends.
We could plan on Saturday, tentatively.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a pow.
There've been a few hard pops, and
that's all right. Tentatively, we can plan on doing it Saturday lunchtime. For chapter 7. Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed to doing an episode about episode 9?
Once we've all seen it, we could do one.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Once The Mandalorian's done and we're waiting for Kenobi for 2 years, we could do Solo. We could do all the movies. We could talk about other shit. It doesn't matter.
Talk about random stuff.
Clone Wars.
Ooh.
Just the good episodes, Clone Wars, like arcs.
Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I'm kind of soured on that whole Marvel thing right
same.
now, man.
Other than Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I've been rewatching him.
Okay, so that was
Mandalorian chapter 6.
That was chapter 6.
The Prisoner.
We're gonna watch.
We're still recording.
Chapter 7 in the morning, and then sometime, as you heard Saturday, we're gonna do a podcast for chapter 7. So
Have they released the titles for?
No.
No.
So anyway, we'll see you guys you'll hear from us when we get around to it. So anyway, bye.
Bye.
Later.
No, he's in
Yeah,
care.
bye.
He's just like,
Start.
go Friday morning.
You guys don't have tickets?
Mm-mm.
I figured you guys would have had advanced fucking tickets and shit.
Well, I have until this week.
Okay, then we're all in the same boat because I don't have tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, and
I gotta go see Mother at some point.
What?
The 23rd, because it comes out.
Oh,
on
I thought
the
you were
20th.
talking about the fucking movie Mother. I was like,
No.
what, is that back in theaters?
No.
I gotta go see Mother. It's for a class.
Damn, you're already getting assignments. Yeah, man, acting for the camera ain't playing.
No, your fucking room. I think that's so funny. When I was a kid, we all used to make fun of that commercial. And now they brought the commercial back, but they hold it out forever like we used to when we were kids. Somebody who made fun of it as a kid is now working at an ad agency and was like, dude, we got to do this.
Do I? Oh.
It's so great. It's so great.
If only they could get Sam Elliott to do it.
Boosh. I don't know that that's going to fly. That's awfully noisy. Yeah.
I like doing that sound.
Good for you. Oh, fuck.
Your notes.
I don't have my fucking notes.
Did you take notes again, Andrew?
Yeah.
Did you take notes again?
No, but I feel like I have some pretty good mental notes.
Me too.
I do too.
Me too.
you guys are gonna contribute?
We contributed last
I
time.
feel like last time.
I don't know
I
why
got
I'm trying
heated.
to talk into the mic. When
I got
someone doesn't
fucking
even have
heated
headphones
last.
on.
I'm gonna
We all contributed last.
I'm gonna try and keep my cool this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and your Boba Fett, Jango Fett.
Boba.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oops.
Damn.
I gotta scoot up, man.
Well, it sounded like you just dropped a 2x4 on the floor. Thud.
Well, it's a wooden chair. Kind of like that.
It's pieces of a 2x4. It's just
No,
constructed in a different way. New Colgate Total.
I hear that louder in my head than the headphones, so I couldn't tell it was coming out. Is that making any noise? Can I hear that?
Colgate Total. That was awesome.
This
Oh.
episode is sponsored by Colgate.
Whoa.
That's not a lot.
Last episode he
five
had, like-
pages before.
Last episode he had like 5 pages.
And there's a lot of action in this one, so it's a lot of quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do here, do there, do that. And half of it I'm probably not going to remember because I've only seen this episode twice and I've just been working so much I just didn't really pay attention. What?
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times for him.
I've seen it twice.
I,
Seen it
wa-
twice.
I watched it with my friend Kyle and then rewatched it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we watch this one together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I know I watched it with JT the day it came out.
Yeah.
Shout out to JT. What up? What are we doing, man? We talking about you.
I keep forgetting JT's big and tall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do
Okay.
you want to give a shout out to our tweeter?
We haven't even started yet. This may
Oh,
end up
okay.
this may end up cut or at the end of the fucking
Gotcha.
thing. So, you know. Yeah.
Gulp.
I'm just
Little ASMR
gearing myself up to do the intro so that we can actually go.
That's the theme to the Skywalker Star Wars series. There you go.
I think it's funny near the end of that theme song. It sounds like an amusement park. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Mandalorian Park.
Welcome to Mandalorian Park.
I'd so go. Or fuck this Galaxy's Edge. Let's go to Mando Park, man.
Oh shit. Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah.